WLFT.
Hello and welcome to Walker High School. Chris Ledoux along with Clint Carver, and there's Dan Murphy on the field. Clint, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. I always say it's football, it's Friday, but today it's Thursday. So
right.
Had to get a little more energetic today for something that was a little off key, but I'm ready to go.
All right, we have Dan Murphy on the field as well. He'll be our sideline reporter, and of course he gives us all the inside action as it happens right there on the field. Tonight's action, the Walker Wildcats take on the East Ascension Spartans. Walker comes in with an overall record of 2-1, and East Ascension comes in with an overall record 0-2. Last week the Wildcats beat Bastrop 60-12 in a very exciting game, and then also last week East Ascension lost to Brother Martin 7-8, and a very close game there as well.
Yeah, actually, I believe that was 2 weeks ago. Last week they had a bye with COVID and schedule, and they were off. So they lost to Scotlandville to open the season, they lost to Brother Martin, and then they were off.
Okay.
So you wonder how that's going to, be an 0-2 with an off week. Are they going to come out hungry, or are they going to come out lethargic? We'll see.
Right.
About an hour and a half.
As you mentioned, a Thursday night game, so we have a Thursday night crowd here. Not that much, but of course the weather too. It wasn't as beautiful as it was last weekend. Last weekend was absolutely fabulous weather, and we had Dan in the booth. And then, but now the rain comes again. Dan goes back on the field, and so Dan can't catch a break there whenever he's on the sidelines.
It's either really hot or raining when Dan's there, and he was so excited about last week because he was going to be on the field. I had to miss, had a death in the family. Dan had to get caught in the booth, and it was just it was cool. Perfect day for Dan to be out there. But hey, we got the rain out for Dan, and I think we're going to be dry the rest of the way, and he can have a good night out there on the side.
All right, so let's go to Dan Murphy right now on the sideline. Dan, I see you walking the field. How you doing tonight, Dan?
I am fantastic. The weather's not bad. I mean, the rain is gone. It's not real hot or humid out here, so it's a pretty good night for football. Not as good as last Friday, but we'll take it.
All right, and were you able to meet the referees, and do you have any information on the crew we're going to see here tonight?
We have a very veteran official, white hat, Darryl Massini. He's been to the Dome, I believe, a couple of times. An excellent referee, so we got a good crew.
All right, Dan, we'll be calling on you throughout the game to give us your insight as what you see on the sidelines and the way the rules are interpreted, since you are a former white hat for the LHSAA. Thank you, Dan. All right, as we mentioned, Thursday night game, so we're on television. We're on WLFT 30.1, and if you're watching on Cox Channel 117 or ETEL Channel 130, so this is our first real game against a team from Ascension who have ETEL there to be able to watch the game. So hopefully they know about this and they were able to watch the game.
Well, you were sending out emails to their coaching staff and let them know that they would be on TV. And, ETEL is like Cox in that area. It's a locally owned station, and they do a great job. And this is our first time that we've been together, that we've done a team in Ascension here. So
right.
We should have a pretty good crowd on camera. If you can't make it out of the game, obviously watch us on Walker High TV on YouTube or on Channel 117
right.
or ETEL.
That great drone footage right there, really a cool shot there to see the whole stadium and to see the school there. Mr. Steve Johnson teaches drones over here at Walker High School, so many different opportunities for the kids here at Walker High School. Yes, we have a class where you can take a class and learn to fly a drone here at Walker High School.
Yeah, my nephew Justin McMasters, that's what he did when he got out of school. Was he got a job flying drones. Once he told me what he made, I said, heck, maybe I should go fly drones. I mean, this was an 18-year-old graduate that was making really good money from a trade that he learned at Walker High School.
Absolutely. So great opportunities here at Walker High School. The slogan or the catchphrase for Walker High School is where opportunities today mean success tomorrow. And of course we want all of our students to be successful, whether you're going to college or whether you're taking the trade route one way or the other. We have so many different opportunities for the kids here just to get their feet wet and kind of say, ooh, I did this and I love it, or hey, I did that and I don't like it. So either way, it's a good thing.
About 2 weeks ago, I sell insurance, and I was in an insurance meeting with a broker firm, and the lady asked me where I'm from, and I said Walker. She was like, oh, we love your principal. And I don't know, they're not from here. I think their kids go to Dunham. They said, your principal, he is so forward thinking, and that's what he's always done. I mean, if the people that were listening knew all the things that Mr. St. Pierre had plans for this school, it's mind-blowing, and I never doubt him for 1 second. If he says he's going to do it, he's going to get it done.
There you see the East Ascension Spartans warming up. Walker will be wearing their green pants. East Ascension Spartans will have their white jerseys on along with their blue pants on as well. Of course, East Ascension coming from Gonzales, and we played another Gonzales team earlier, and that was when we played Sanamo. And we had to play at Dutchtown High School, so Sanamo High School, and we played at Dutchtown because Sanamo was still getting their AstroTurf, and as is East Ascension. That's why East Ascension has been playing their games at Dutchtown as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been watching film on East Ascension. A lot of it was on Dutchtown's field, so it seems like every week I'm watching film on Dutchtown's high school. So
there we see a picture of Dan crossing by, and of course some new cool drone footage here. Some of the stuff taken before. Nonetheless, the Wildcats in action here tonight. Super excited. Super exciting here about the game tonight between the East Ascension Spartans and the Wildcats. Victorious last week, and what a great week it was last week for the Wildcats. We had a great pregame show for you here today. We're going to have the starters from both of these teams. We were lucky enough to get that information. We're not doing interviews yet because we have a new teacher here who's doing a fantastic job, Mr. Michael Hilbun, and we're going to eventually continue to get better and better. And if you watched the broadcast last week, wow, what an improvement. It's really, really cool to see it.
From week 1 to week 2 was amazing. The kids today in the production meeting were the most engaged that I've seen them. You know, for those listening, Chris would make a comment, and all the kids were paying attention, and all the kids were listening. And then one kid said, "Yes, sir, Mr. Ledoux, and we could do this, and we could do this." So I think you're going to see us get better. I know Michael Hilbert, the new production teacher, as they call him, he's extremely talented with graphics and new ideas. His idea was the drone. So I think every week you're going to get better, and the equipment's going to get better, and he's going to get a better feel for it.
Absolutely. And then the Wildcats are warming up right here, and we'll have to see how they come out facing an East Ascension team. Of course, East Ascension comes in 0-2, Clint, and we think they're a better team because they scored a lot of points against Scotlandville in their first game, losing 20-39. And of course, Scotlandville, they'll be in here next week taking on the Wildcats, and that game will be back on Friday night again.
Yeah, Scotlandville's got a ton of speed. I mean, if you've been watching Walker football, we've been playing Scotlandville the last 5 or 6 years. They got speed all over the field. And watching the film, I thought East Ascension matched up well with them. But, you know, they lost that one. Then they lost a real low-scoring slugfest with Brother Martin. And then you just kind of wondered, you know, when did they get used to losing or when they get used to winning? If you look at the schedule, which we'll go over in just a little while, I mean, it doesn't get much easier for East Ascension.
Right. Looking at Walker's schedule, the first game was canceled due to Hurricane Ida. It was supposed to be playing at Ponchatoula. Ponchatoula undefeated, now 2-0. Then the next game was supposed to be Fountain Blue, which was supposed to be at another site. It was supposed to be at Lake Shore, North Shore, I think, because of their field getting field turf as well. That game got canceled, and then it was replaced with Sanamo. And, of course, that was the first loss for the Wildcats. They lost 28-15 to the Gators at Dutchtown High School. Then the next week we played Mandeville, and we beat Mandeville 56-28, and then last week we played Bastrop and won 60-12. So, Clint, the question is, do the Wildcats continue with this high-scoring offense? But I'm going to let you get that after the commercial, so we're going to take our first commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll have Clint's thoughts on the offense. You're watching Wildcat Football on WLFT.
Life's hard. You want to get it right, we want to help. Maybe you feel like Christians are more known for what they're against.
But we want you to know that God is for you, and we are for you.
No matter who you are,
or where you are on life's journey, we have a place for you.
we'd love for you to come and check it out.
Drop, yo.
Welcome back to Walker High School. Chris Ledoux along with Clint Carver, Dan Murphy on the sideline. And exciting night for football. I'm excited no matter what, it's Friday or Thursday.
Well, we talked about that. Would we get the same energy level that we have on a Friday night? You only get 10 of these or 9 this year, so the energy's going to be there. I don't think East Ascension only sold like 150 tickets. I think maybe because it's on a Thursday, but I think our crowd's going to be out in full force.
So, Clint, the question again before the commercial break was the Wildcats have scored 56 and then 60 points in the last 2 weeks. So the question is, can we keep this up and score big numbers like that again?
Well, the two teams we scored the most points against were not very big. They were athletic, but not very big. This will be the biggest team that we've played all year. I mean, watch them on TV, watch them when they run on the field. They are a good-looking team, but they're young in the secondary. So I believe we can score. If we can hold the line of scrimmage, keep those big monsters from putting pressure on Bethel, I do think we can score. Can we score 60, 56? I don't know. We'll see. But if I was guessing, I'd say it's going to be in that 30 to 35 range.
Gotcha. All right, we're going to look at the starters now for both of these teams, and we'll start with the offense for the Walker Wildcats. Starting at left tackle will be number 74, Ethan Lander. Starting at left guard, number 63, Sam Henry. Starting at center, number 55, Brock Rogers. Starting at right guard, number 69, Roman King. Starting at right tackle, number 58, Mason Ball. Wide receivers for the Wildcats tonight, number 9, Peyton Nichols. Wide receiver number 1, Ben McKenzie. Wide receiver number 3, Jarvis Patterson. Wide receiver number 6 will be Ja'Cory Thomas. And, of course, you'll also have some of wide receiver number 13 playing in there as well as Mr. Warren Young Jr. The fullback or the running back will be number 21, Rayshawn Simmons. And the starting quarterback for the Wildcats, number 16, Hunter Bethel.
For the East Ascension Spartans, wide receiver number 2, Ja'Cory Mitchell, sophomore. Left tackle, 75, Javon Richardson, senior. Left guard, number 62, Kelvin Gray, sophomore. Center, 79, Dorian Enos, he's a senior. Right guard, 69, Tyron Gordon, he's a senior. Right tackle, 74, LeJaden Jackson, also a senior. Wide receiver, number 23, Joseph Hobby, sophomore. Wide receiver, 13, Xavier Jupiter, junior. Wide receiver 3, Brennan Thompson, sophomore. Running back number 22, Walter Samuel, junior. And quarterback number 8, Troy Dunn, who is a senior.
All right, that's the way both teams line up on offense. We'll look at the defense now for the Wildcats at defensive end. Once again, defensive end number 27, Marique Hall. Nose tackle or defensive tackle will be number 54, Chandler Cato. Another defensive tackle, number 52, Sam Hoover. Defensive end, number 46, Mr. Austin Lockhart. Linebackers will be number 34, Ryan DiMartino. And another linebacker, number 2, Dane Carpenter, had a great game last week.
Sure did.
Strong safety, number 18, DeAndre Levy. And a strong safety, number 17, Patrick McKenzie. A corner will be number 7, Chandler Henry. And another corner will be number 33, Chaz Olivier. And the free safety will be number 5, Carson Rocker.
Starting defense for the East Ascension, you noticed on the offense, the young guys were in the backfield, seniors were on the line. That's the same thing with their defense. Young in the secondary, but very experienced up front. Right defensive end, number 84, Thomas Lee, senior. Left defensive end, number 91, Alex Lambert, senior, and he is a giant. Nose guard, number 36, Sidney Joseph, a sophomore. Buck linebacker 25, Joshua Burfict, junior. Sam linebacker number 1, Artwan Foster, junior. Will linebacker 44, Anthony Coleman, junior. Mike linebacker 43, Tyandre Hayes, sophomore. Cornerback 27, Lamar Bolden, sophomore. Cornerback 21, Chase Bouvet, junior. Strong safety number 7, Kendrick Broussard, senior. And free safety number 11, Kevin Thomas, senior.
All right, there are the starting lineup for both the teams here, and we have a new segment back in the studio where we have the athlete of the week for not just football but for all the sports. And so some of these students are getting some new hands in the technology world. So let's look at the athletes of the week for Walker High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please turn your attention to the scoreboard for our presentation of our student athletes of the week. Let's show some love for these outstanding Walker Wildcats. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next week with more outstanding student athletes of the week.
All right, so that's a good little production there. They're kind of showing off some of their new skills they have, and of course, I keep saying this, but it needs to be said. Every time you watch one of our broadcasts, you have to remember this is 15 and 16-year-old kids who are just learning how to do this. So every time you see a game and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, this is pretty cool. Remember, they're just learning this right now. Plus, we had 2 weeks off with the hurricane.
Yep, and it's like we mentioned earlier, they get better every day. Seems like every week they gotten better. It's just like schoolwork. They're building them one after the other, and they're getting smarter. They're understanding angles. They're understanding when I'm supposed to be filming. You made a comment about when the play's going on, the sideline people don't have to worry about it. But when the play's over, that's when we're going to go to the sideline. So I've enjoyed watching them grow.
I have as well, and of course you're looking at some of these different camera views. Like right now, you're seeing the cheerleaders, and that is actually some new program Mr. Hilbun has brought in, and that's where the kids just use their cell phones. They're on the sideline with their own cell phones, and yet their cell phones are being broadcast back to the studio, and then you're getting the image right there. That is really cool.
There's a lot of commercials out there that's showing people video of a movie, and I'm thinking there's no way they can do that. But I mean, you're seeing it right here. That was a crystal image right there with some kid's cell phone.
Absolutely. So that's what makes our broadcast so much better. In the past, you've seen some of our broadcasts where we had maybe one, maybe two camera angles, and the game didn't move. But as Mr. Hilburn has said, that your remember wants to give you the event, the whole thing that's happening, not just the football game, which is why we're here, number one. But at the same time, you have the cheerleaders, you have the band, you have the stands, you have the fans, you have all these different things going on. It really is an event.
The art of putting on a production of a sporting event is to bring the energy here to the people that are watching.
Right.
And so when you have all these different angles and you can hear the band, you can see the cheerleaders, and you can physically see the crowd cheering, I mean, it's a great experience for the people at home watching.
There you see the Walker High School NJROTC flag corps there. They'll be presenting the colors for the playing of the national anthem. That'll be coming up right before kickoff. But we have one more break to take before we come back, so we'll take a break, and we'll come back for more of the pregame show. We'll talk about some stats. You're watching Wildcat Football on WLFT.
I didn't know where to start to buy my first house. I knew there were things I needed from the house itself, but I wasn't looking for a house. I was looking for a home to raise my family. I like that Aaron and Joni took the time to educate me on the home buying and selling process, so I knew I was making the right decision for my family. They're both raising their families here, so they knew exactly where I needed to raise mine.
Hey, I'm Erin.
And I'm Joni.
And we can't wait to work with you.
The Ivy Foundation of Alpha Kappa Alpha Gamma 8 Omega chapter has more than 80 years of service to the Baton Rouge community.
For the generous gift from Jerry Lane Chevrolet, the Ivy Foundation will raffle off a 2021 Chevrolet Blazer. Raffle tickets are $10 each, and the winner will be announced on July 17th.
Join the Ivy Foundation and Jerry Lane Chevrolet in our quest to improve the community of Baton Rouge.
Contact us today to purchase your ticket.
Welcome back to Walker High School. Chris Ledoux along with Clint Carver, Dan Murphy on the field. And we're getting closer and closer to kickoff between the East Ascension Spartans and the Walker Wildcats. East Ascension comes in from District 558. Overall record 0-2. Walker comes in with the overall record of 2-1. And there's Spider-Man having a good time on the field. That's superhero night
Double
here.
Spider-Man, yeah.
At Walker High School. And so the kids are dressed up like superheroes, and
that looks like my son in the background, dressed up as nobody. Yep, that's him with the little red tutu.
Okay. Your son's wearing a tutu. You want to explain that?
That's my. Hey, it's 2021. He can wear whatever he wants, right?
No.
Well, he called me last night. He said he needed a superhero outfit. I said, why don't you dress like me? He's
I love it.
He said, you
I
are a
love it.
superhero, Dad. It looks like a couple of them have it on, so they must be kind of tag teaming it.
There you go. Cool deal. All right, let's look at some of the stats coming into this game. Last week, Hunter Bethel, what an incredible game the senior had. 8 out of 12 passing, 117 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And that's a great game right there. 8 out of 12, only 4 incompletions, and 3 out of the 8 passes were touchdowns.
Exactly. And overall for the season, Bethel is 44-69, 567 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions for the entire season.
Huge.
Unbelievable.
And he's only been sacked twice as well.
Yep.
What about the quarterback for East Ascension?
So the quarterback for East Ascension is Troy Dunn, big guy, 6'4", 210. He's 20 of 41 for 238 yards. Keep in mind, they've only played 2 games, and he's thrown for 1 touchdown. He also thrown 3 interceptions. And as we get into what's going on in the game, he will force it. And that's where you got to make your plays, is when because he'll throw it to the other team, but he'll also thread the needle. So he's real inconsistent. Walker's going to have to take advantage of that. When he messes up, we got to make the pick.
Looking at the running backs for the Wildcats and rushing the ball, it's kind of deceiving right now, because normally you think that it's Rayshawn Simmons the whole time. And he went 8 rushes for 43 yards and 1 touchdown. So he has 21 total carries this year for 60 yards. On the other hand, you think that C.J. McClendon only comes in every now and then and doesn't play that much. C.J. McClendon has 23 carries for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. So even though C.J. McClendon seems like he rarely gets in, he's much more productive when he does get in.
Yeah, he's a big, strong back, and he had a real big game against against Mandeville. So they needed a bigger, strong back. He got the most carries in that. The running backs for East Ascension are similar. They'll split time. Walter Samuel, 25 carries for 114 yards and a touchdown, and then Ja'Cory Johnson, 23 carries for 87 yards. So you'll see when they need a power running back, it's Walter Samuel. When they need a little scat cat, it's Ja'Cory Thompson.
All right, receiving for the Wildcats, it will be Jarvis Patterson with 10 receptions for 87 yards on the year for 2 touchdowns. Ja'Cory Thomas, who is setting the world on fire, hitting 3 and 4 touchdowns every game. Only 7 receptions and 2 touchdowns receiving the ball, but it's whenever he rushes the ball is when he really gets going. And Warren Young Jr., 15 catches, 239 yards for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, those 3 guys, I mean, they got 3 or 4 more that have receptions, but those 3 guys right there, Patterson, Thomas, and Young, I think that's where the strength lies for us. I think they are going to be better than the secondary for East Ascension, so we got to make sure Bethel keeps up protecting the football and get to those receivers. A couple of players for East Ascension, Ja'Cory Mitchell, 6 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown, and Brennan Thompson, 4 catches for 72 yards. Curtis Samuel, 4 catches for 52 yards. So they've only played 2 games, so it's a little misleading. They're very balanced. You'll see them throw the ball when they need to throw it. They'll run it. The question is can we withstand their defensive and offensive line? They are humongous. You're going to see it on TV tonight. Their front 4 on defense and front 5 on offense are huge. And we're not. That's one of our weaknesses. We're undersized. But in the secondary, in the skill position, I think we have the advantage.
Absolutely.
We'll see which one matters today.
Absolutely. And, of course, this offensive line for the Wildcats have been doing a tremendous job of giving Bethel a lot of protection, and he's able to throw the ball and make good decisions and no interceptions. Of course, interceptions kind of goes hand in hand with a lot of pressure. And trying to make something happen, which means that if you have no interceptions on the year, that means you've been having good protection to be able to sit back there and make the right read and make the right throw at the right time.
Well said. I thought coming in that offensive line was going to be our strength, and so far they've been pretty good.
So here come the Walker Wildcats. They'll take their way to the sideline, wearing all green tonight in the brand new uniforms, brand new jerseys, and brand new helmets with that new green helmet with the yellow face mask and the big yellow W. And they're standing behind the ROTC flag bearers right there. On the far side of the field, the East Ascension Spartans have the blue smoke going, which is really a cool thing. I like that. Looks real cool.
They got the little blow-up tent where they can run out of. This team's used to winning. They're not used to going 0-2. Even since back when I was in high school, East Ascension's always got great athletes, and it's just can they put it all together. So we'll see what happens tonight.
We're waiting for the East Ascension Spartans to come out. They're already on the field. They have their lineup right there. We're waiting for the captains now, as Coach Mahaffey has his captains over there on the 41-yard line. They're going over the calls and what to call, which way to do it, and then make sure they go over the formalities. And, it really is a formality, and if you don't know the rules of how this works, you really could get caught up in it. I remember when I was playing intramural football, right? I mean, it just, and I was a referee, so I knew the rules. So we flipped the coin, and then I said, I won the toss, and I say, I will defer my decision to the second half. And you didn't change positions. You just, whatever way you went is the way you went. So whenever we had the coin toss, the guy said, I want the ball. I said, I want to go this direction with the rain. So we went with the wind, right? Then the next half, when they said, what is your decision? I said, I want to go this direction again. And the guy said, okay, I want the ball and I want to go that direction. I said, no, I'm going this direction. So I gave up the ball twice, but we won the game because I had the wind at my back every single time.
Wow.
All right, we're going to go live to Dan to see if we can get the coin toss here. Go ahead, Dan. All right, Dan's on the sideline. He's not making his way out to the coin toss, and we'll just observe what's happening from up here.
Well, a lot of times a team will defer to the second half because they want to put their defense on the field, make you make some early decisions.
So what will happen are now the decision has been made. East Ascension has won the toss, and they will receive. They'll have their back to Burgess Avenue, and Walker will kick off, and they will have their back at Florida Boulevard or at the new gym, if that's easier for people to understand. So the reason I say that was whenever LSU had a coach called Bill Arnsparger. He was a big defensive coach, and if you remember, he would win the toss, and he'd say, I want to kick off. And we would give the ball up both times. He wouldn't even defer. We would give the ball up every single time. So because he believed in his defense, and he thought that he can get the ball on a shorter field because his defense was so good.
I understand the reasoning. It's just that's out of my. I wouldn't be that bold. Couldn't do it.
We have our final break to take, and then we'll come back with the kickoff. We'll take one more commercial break. No, we're going to stay here. We're going to keep it right here, and we're going to have the presentation of colors here. The colors are presented tonight by the Walker High School Marine Corps JROTC. Tonight's color guard consists of Cadet Captain Danny Rodriguez, Cadet First Lieutenant Evan Riggins, Sergeant Mark Clavier, and Cadet Corporal August Perez. Great job by the Walker High School Band, The Legacy, playing the Star Spangled Banner. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Wildcat football on WLFT.
Are you uncomfortably hot all day? Constantly dripping in sweat? Are you having a hard time with your AC? Kent's is what you need. At Kent's HVAC, we have many services to offer, such as AC repair, tune-ups, AC installments, and much more. Our locally owned company is proud to provide 24/7 services and send trusted employees to assist with any problems you may have. We make it a priority to give your family the comfort we know you deserve. Call us for all your HVAC needs.
My dream was always to help other people, but when I tried to start my own business, I quickly realized I was in over my head. That's when I called Alina Levine. She helped me navigate the complicated business of starting a business. But the help didn't stop there. Her friendly team of accounting experts handle all of the things that I never thought of when I started this journey, because I started my business to be a counselor, not an accountant. Thanks to Alina, now I'm able to focus on doing what I love, helping other people.
Hey, my name is George, and I love the Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets. It's like me grilling at home. It tastes very similar to that, except the seasoning. I probably can't season it as well as Chick-fil-A does. The chicken's super tender, and honestly, the best nuggets I've ever tasted.
Hello, you know us. We're a Little League baseball team. And since we can't drive ourselves to practice, our parents need a safe vehicle to get us here on time. That's why they choose Jerry Lane Chevrolet, a family-owned dealership with a huge selection. If you're looking for a big league dealership that treats you like one of the team, you can count on Jerry Lane.
Welcome back to Walker High School. Chris will do along with Clint Carver here, and the East Ascension Spartans have it first down and 10 at their own 37-yard line. The quarterback will be number 8, Troy Dunn, a senior quarterback. And he will line up in the shotgun. High snap, hands it off to his running back number 22, and that's going to be Walter Samuel. Samuel goes around the right side, still on his feet, crossing the 40-yard line, and brought down at about the 30-yard line. Good job of running there by Samuel.
You know, we were talking off camera about what the keys to the game were. East Ascension has got to lean on their size up front. Run the ball. Don't get fancy. These guys are enormous up front. Look at 75, Javon Richardson. I mean, just run behind that. As you saw, he picked up, 28 yards, 30 yards. You've got to be able to tackle in space tonight.
First down and 10. Ball is at the Walker 32-yard line. This time, Dunn will be under center. Here's a handoff to Samuel once again, trying to big bruising up the left side there, right off the left tackle. And Samuel with a lot of yards early.
Yeah, I would be surprised, Chris, if you see him throw the ball this entire drive. Just lean, set a tempo, win the line of scrimmage. The secret for Walker is to outcoach East Ascension. We're not going to be able to line up and play with them. They're just too big. We're going to have to stunt, stem, whatever we can do on the defensive line, create some mismatches, and try to make some tackles in the hole. Right there, he just powered through. Walter Samuel just ran over our linebackers.
First down and 10 now. Third first down for the Spartans. Dunn under center, give the ball again to Samuel. This time the Wildcats will meet him in the backfield, and he'll be stopped right there after a minimal gain of about 4 yards on that one.
Yeah, and that's 4 yards in a cloud of dust. I'd take it. Now they're going to check in number 5 here, Taj Washington, sophomore running back. He's more of a guy that'll come out of the backfield and catch a pass. I can't tell, Chris, if that's 5 or 6.
That is 6.
Normally 6, yeah. Normally it's Ja'Cory Johnson, the junior running back. Yeah, he's the guy that will come out of the backfield and catch it.
Ja'Cory Mitchell, number 2, the wide receiver to the left, and it will be number 6, Ja'Cory Johnson, the running back in there, and he'll be at tailback this time. Here is Johnson on the handoff right up the middle, and a big hole there, and you can see the whole offensive line, of course, the line of scrimmage moving forward, and a good push by the Spartans.
And I'm not going to demean our defensive line, Chris. This would be like you blocking me. I mean, I'm 5'6", 180, and I don't know how big you are, but you're much bigger.
6'2", 280,
yeah. How bad I want to, you're going to push me off the ball. So linebackers are going to have to be big for us. Dane Carpenter, Carson Rocker, those guys.
And, of course, you mentioned doing a lot of stunts here and getting people moving. There you go, met in the backfield. We have a flag down at the 10-yard line, and looked like we had some movement on the right side a little bit before the snap.
Look at the beef coming in for the East Ascension Spartans right now. I think this is their goal line package where they'll put those big guys in the backfield and just run right over you.
We'll have to see what the call is as the white hat makes his way to the press box. Illegal procedure is the call against the East Ascension Spartans.
Yeah, 55 moved.
First down and goal. They're going to back it up to the 13-yard line. First down and goal from the 13. So they'll go very tight in here. They'll put a wingman, a big big blocker behind the right tackle and right straight ahead and into the end zone. And it will be a touchdown. Unorthodox number there for the East Ascension Spartans as number 68 will bring it in. Is that 58? That's 58. 58 on the touchdown.
Jones, he's a linebacker on the roster, but I thought they were bringing him in to block. They turned and gave it to him. It's hard to, he goes over 300 pounds. That's hard to bring that dude down. And a great, impressive drive for the East Ascension Spartans. Coming here 0-2. They needed something good early, and they got it.
6-0 is our score as the Spartans score. Lining up to do the extra point duties, kicking up. The kick is up, and the referees take a while to say that it is good. Evan Kern makes the extra point good. So with 9:41 to play in the first quarter, you score East Ascension 7 and Walker 0.
Walker's kryptonite since Coach Mahaffey has been here has been lack of size and an opposing team with a power running game. And I mentioned earlier, if East Ascension can stick with that, I don't think I would throw the ball maybe 4 or 5 times a game. As you saw, you just can't match up. They are significantly bigger than our defense. On that one play where we had offsides, they ran a great stunt. They twisted in the middle, and they got pressure, and they call it dead. So you'll know this Walkers are good at making adjustments. They'll make some adjustments, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to just have guys coming from all over the place. Take some chances, blitz some linebackers, try to get some pressure in the backfield, because we're not going to win the line of scrimmage through no fault of our own.
Right. You score Walker 0 and the Spartans 7, and then it really was an impressive drive. They went down. They had three first downs, and then all of a sudden we stopped them and got gain of 5, and then it was another first down and the penalty, and even after the penalty, still made it for a 13-yard drive on first and goal for the touchdown, and it really showed a lot of dominance. And of course, moving that line of scrimmage too by the line.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just a power eye running right at you. Now, this is where the game's coming into question, Chris. Can we match them score for score? Because I do believe we can expose their secondary. They have some limitations in the secondary. If Bethel can be accurate and we can make some plays, I think we can score with them. We just got to hold them. At some point, get a turnover or hold them to a punt and catch them up and get ahead and score.
Evan Kern has the ball teed up, number 86, and he kicks it deep to the 1-yard line and in the end zone. And the Wildcats will take over first down and 10 at the 20-yard line, not the 25. Clint, do you think they'll make a change in the high school to bring it out to the 25 and not to the 20?
I'm anxious to. That's why they did it in college and pro, was to persuade you not to run the kickoff back for less injuries. And if they don't do it for us, then at the high school level, then there's no reason for us to let it go.
It was number 18, Levy, who watched the ball go into the end zone, so the Wildcats will take over first down and 10.
Look at the two defensive ends for this team. 84 Thomas Lee Jr. and 91 Alex Lambert.
Wow, he looks like he's at least 6'7", huh?
Oh, man, these guys are huge. They're going with a 3-3-6, 3-3-5.
First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Here's a handoff to Simmons, trying the right side correction. That is not Simmons. This will be like an end around to number 6 there for the Wildcat. Ja'Cory Thomas trying to get the ball in his hands as quickly as they can.
Well, he's your best. Well, him and Warren Young are your best playmakers. Trying to get him in, they just put him in a quick motion, but it's hard to run side to side on this defensive front.
Rayshawn Simmons is the starting tailback, wearing number 21, but it was an end around. They're going full wide receivers to the left this time, and there's another pass to Ja'Cory Thomas again. So after a gain of 1, this time he'll gain another 2 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
East Ascension knows their strengths, and they know Walker's weakness. They're going to pull up at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to dare Bethel to throw it over their head. I'm normally the guy that wants to commit to the run. Today you're going to have to commit to the pass. You're going to have to throw the ball.
8:51 to play first quarter. Wildcats trail 7-0. 3rd down and 7 now. Wildcats will look to the sideline for the play call. It'll all be hand signaled in. The Wildcats will not huddle. One of the Spartans jumped a little bit. The referee goes to throw his flag but doesn't throw it. Now we have some contact, and there is the flag. And the ball is bounced around and is going to be caught, and it will be a touchdown for the Wildcats.
Got to throw the ball.
77-yard touchdown catch.
The defense was burnt. Great call by the coaching staff. They tried to tackle the receiver, and the ball bounced off of the helmet and right into the hands of Noah Cecil, I believe it was, for the touchdown. Bethel puts it right on the money. They both try to tackle him. Holy, that's going to be on some highlight videos the rest of the week.
A little bit of balancing around to catch that one.
Hey, sometimes you got to be lucky. And that was very good concentration by Noah Cecil pulling it in, and the Wildcats answer in a hurry.
6-7 our score now after the impressive catch. Of course, they pick up the flags. We're not going to enforce the penalty on the pass interference. It will be number 19 kicking the ball for the Wildcats, Hayden Rea, the junior kicker. Hayden does a great job of kicking.
Been very consistent this year.
Wildcats line up, and then they go down, and, of course, the Spartans jump. And that has worked every single time, and you would think that the coaches would see the film.
Chris, that's what I was thinking. Mandeville did it all night. Bastrop did it. It's like, how do you not tell your lineman, hey, he's going to do the old Dallas Cowboys shift and set?
And then, of course, I'm sure Coach Mahaffey talks to the referees beforehand about how we're going to do this, and we're going to, it's going to be a little something, but that's just the way we do it. And the referees are concurrent about a little talk there. Let's go to Dan on the sideline. And Dan, what do you think the referees are saying right now about the shift?
Go ahead and say it.
Dan, what you got?
I told y'all last week that they were going to get called on that. I talked to Coach Nick Luck before the game about it. I said, you're going to get called on it one time, and he said he realized. So they're shifting way too fast. They're deceiving the opponent. I talked about that last week, and that's exactly what was called.
So what do you do right now? Do you stay with it and you go down again the same way and see if they call it again on you or what?
No, they called it once. They're going to keep calling it.
Yep.
Okay. So that could have been a ploy by the East Ascension Spartan coaching staff to everybody jump when they go down, because everybody did jump.
No, I think you're right, Chris. I think that now from what Dan told us.
And look at the cadets over there doing push-ups. Everybody look at in the end zone over there. The cadets are going to go down there and they're going to do their 7 push-ups because the Wildcats just scored to make it 7-7.
How'd that look last week, Chris, when they do 60 there at the end?
I was too busy keeping my notes, and I wasn't able to pay attention to it.
Man,
so you got to think that's something that the East Ascension Spartans saw on television, right?
Yeah.
To say how they're going to attack it.
Yeah. Before we talked to Dan, we assumed that they didn't see it, but according to Dan, if it's an obnoxious chance to get you drawn offside, I guarantee East Ascension's coach said the first one they do it, everybody jumped, because the entire team jumped.
They did. Everybody did.
And
Yeah.
That's what the referees were talking about. It's like a balk call in baseball. There's a rule about it, but some umps don't call it, some umps do.
Right.
This crew is going to call that. They're going to say, hey, it's too obnoxious, it's too deliberate, it's too deceiving. You got to stop it.
And then, so just like I said, I'm sure Coach Mahaffey told the referees he's going to do it, and of course, I'm sure, on the other side as well, the head coach over there for the Spartans said, hey, they're going to go down and we're going to jump off sides, and it's agreed, just like you said, it's just trying to deceive us to jump off sides.
All right, big drive here for East Ascension. We'll see what Walker did. Last time we onside kicked it. I think we were in a commercial break before the kickoff, so you guys didn't see it. We did an onside kick, and East Ascension recovered it.
Xavier Jupiter back deep for the Spartans. This will be a bouncing kick fielded by number 89. It'll be Franklin, the tight end, and he'll go down quickly, first down and 10.
Yeah, another good-looking kid, only a sophomore, Durain Franklin. Nice hands, though. That could have got a little ugly for the East Ascension Spartans. So right here, if you're going to admit that we're having trouble stopping the power run, you got to hope for a penalty, shoot the gap, and get 1 tackle for loss or get a turnover. But the thing about this is you can let them go all the way down the field, but once they get inside about the 30, you got to start tightening up and make a play.
8:23 to play first quarter. We are tied 7-7 here in Walker, Louisiana. Spartans have the ball. They go trips to the right, and the quarterback in the shotgun, Troy Dunn, the senior. Going back to the starter, Walter Samuel, the tailback. Looks like Dunn is making some adjustments to the play here. Calls for the snap very high, handles it well, give the ball to Samuel. He'll try the right side and bounce it outside. Gets another first down for the Spartan, and I tell you what, Samuel runs hard and he runs fast.
Yeah, and I just watched the line just for that play. I was watching Chandler Cato at the nose guard. They don't have to double team anybody. So we have 3 defensive linemen. So they use 3 linemen to block our 3, and the other 2 linemen get to go upfield and block the linebackers. We're going to have to bring somebody down, I think, to at least occupy another blocker. Got to have 4 people on the line of scrimmage, and that's what you're seeing right here at the top of the screen.
First
Now
down.
we have 4.
First down and 10. Ball's at the 35-yard line. As Dunn looks to the sideline for the call. Here's the snap, a better snap this time. Pass complete to the right side. And it's going to be completed. Gain of about 3 on that catch.
Look like number 18, DeAndre Levy. I hope they throw the ball. They can do that all day. Because eventually they're going to get a bad exchange. They're going to get a tip ball. We can stop their passing game.
Next game for the Wildcats will be Scotlandville coming to town October the 8th. That'll be a Friday game. They pull the guard and a little counter action on the inside. Pick 75 was Richardson was pulling as everybody blocked out, and he went blocked down, like a little trap action, and minimal gain that time.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good call by East Ascension because they pulled their tackle and their guard. Well, that just allowed us to shoot the gap and make the play behind the line of scrimmage.
Cato comes out and pick number 54 as the Wildcats change their personnel out there.
This should be a boring game for East Ascension. They should just line up and run the ball. Don't try to get fancy. As a Walker fan, I hope they do. Put them behind the sticks a couple of times. 4 seconds on the play clock.
3, 2, and here's the play. Dunn looks downfield, has a man deep, and he's going to make the catch. Is going to be Jupiter, and he will be in for the touchdown. We have a flag going to be thrown at the 10-yard line.
Block in the back. I saw
it's going to be a block in the back, Clint.
Yeah, the other receiver was coming across route, and he didn't have to block him, but he reached out and pushed our defensive back right in the back. Good call by the ref. He was having trouble getting his flag out. I didn't think he was going to call it, but nice job.
So Dunn throws down there, and you can
we
see it.
We tried to go for the interception, so you can see it right there.
Yeah, there's the block in the back.
We have replay up here in the booth. But he didn't have to do that, and our guy went for the interception, which I can't blame him because he was right in position, but once he went for the interception, got him out of position and allowed for the touchdown, but the penalty is going to bring it back. And the coaches for East Ascension are not going to be happy because Chris and I were just watching it. There was a 6-yard cushion to the end zone. He did not have to block him.
6:45 to play, 7-7 our score here.
You wonder what a kid's thinking when he does that. And you could see him in the replay. You know, he was upset, but it's just like his reaction was just, there's a guy in front of me, let me push him. Can't do that.
First down and 10, nonetheless, even after the penalty. Here's the handoff to Samuel. He'll try the right side. And, man, you can really see that line of scrimmage move as soon as the Spartans snap the ball every time.
Yeah, I've been watching football and playing football for so long. I watched the line of scrimmage the first probably 3 drives. Who's going to own the line of scrimmage? Obviously, East Ascension's own it, but they're not just owning it. We're going to have to get to a point where we may just fall down because instead of moving us back 6 yards and getting in the linebackers, at least we could just hold the line of scrimmage. I don't know if that's doable, but you watch it on replay, we're 4, 5, 6 yards down the field getting blocked.
East Ascension does the same thing, tries to draw the Walker Wildcats offsides, and they do. So a little bit of a little double count there, and the Wildcats do jump. Coming in will be Vernon coming in, number 44, and the Wildcats will get backed up to the 11-yard line.
The Wildcats on defense are going to have to be mentally tough because you get beat on all game. Sooner or later, your brain starts telling you this ain't worth it. You have to be mentally tough and compete for 60 minutes or 48 minutes in high school.
First down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Dunn rolls out, reverses out. Austin Lockhart giving chase, and it will be Dunn going in the opposite direction, and it will be a touchdown for Dunn, 11-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it's his second touchdown rush of the season, and that was just us flying to the football, rolling to his right. Once he broke containment to the left, there was nobody there.
Your score, Wildcats 7 and the Spartans 13.
So, Chris, I'm watching. They pulled their entire offense, so we ran with it. And there was nothing we could do once he came back and broke containment to the left.
Evan Kern will kick the extra point here for the Spartans. Deep snappers number 91, Alex Lambert. The holder will be number 88. And there the kick is up, and it is good with 5:55. So we're going to take our water break. We are Wildcats 7 and the Spartans 14. We'll take our break. We'll be right back with more Wildcat football on WLFT.
Are you tired of local car commercials and their corny one-liners? Well, let's see how many we can fit into 30 seconds. We're exploding with deals. We're taking high prices and taking them to the curb. And there's a reason we've been the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Baton Rouge for the last 34 years. Because we have a huge selection of vehicles in flashing text, including the Equinox, the Traverse, the Malibu, and much more. So come and see us today or visit online and let us find the vehicle that's perfect for you.
At Kentech, we are your #1 supplier for communications, cable, and top-of-the-line security installations. We provide for commercial and residential customers with amazing services. We are fully licensed and insured in security systems, fire alarms, and network cabling. We have 15 years of experience under our belt to ensure you the highest quality product available. No matter what you need, we can provide. Experience, details, results. Kentech.
At Stein, we're committed to being the most customer-focused home improvement retailer and building material supply store of its kind. We understand that you're not just building a house, you're building a home.
At Stein, we know what we do. We sell building materials, and we know how to do it by offering our customers better brands at lower prices and great customer service.
But why do we do it? That's the most important part. We help people build their dreams.
Sombrero's Mexican restaurant offers our customers some of the most authentic and delectable Tex-Mex cuisine in the area, all served in a family-friendly atmosphere. We use only the freshest ingredients of the highest quality, from our delicious enchiladas and burritos to our amazing chicken steak or shrimp fajitas, the house specialty. We have something to please everyone. Join us for food and fun at Sombrero's Mexican restaurant.
Welcome back to Walker High School. Chris Ledoux along with Mr. Clint Carver. There you see Spider-Man. That's Mr. Gavin Moore. There you see Mr. Gunner. And the guys are having a great time at the football game here tonight, as it is superhero night for the student section. Spartans just scored to make it a 14-7 game. And here is the kickoff. Nice high and deep kick. That's a beautiful kick right there. Fielded at the 5-yard line for the Wildcats. Coming up and diving forward is going to be Levy, and it will be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats after the kickoff.
I'll tell you, Levy's been on the field a lot. He's returning kicks nice, playing a lot of defense. There is no big guy on the sideline that we could put in there. I mean, it's just, we're just going to have to keep doing what we're doing, make them go, instead of 4 plays for a touchdown, try to make it go 8, 9. The more you can extend the drive, the bigger opportunity for a penalty, for a mishandled exchange, something that goes in favor of Walker. But, again, we mentioned it the first of the game. We're going to just have to score with them. So let's see what Walker does right here to answer. If we can score with them, all you need is 1 break and you get an extension.
Bethel will remain in the shotgun formation. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. They'll do some counteraction with the receivers. Pass is going to be in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That's number 13, Warren Young Jr. A little bit behind him. I'm not going to get on Warren Young about that one. I thought it was a little bit behind him.
Yeah, Young's got 15 catches for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. He don't miss many of those. Bethel would tell you that was a bad spot, but I think Young makes that play. In a game like this, you've got to keep making those plays. Bethel had all the time in the world. Nice play call by the coaching staff.
2nd down and 10. Now they move all 4 wide receivers from left to right. A lot of people moving around, and I think that's all by design. And now they'll put another man in motion here, and this time handoff on the end around.
So by putting all those people on the left side, they made the linebackers and the free safety have to get to that side of the field. Then they run the ball back the other way, hoping to create a seam. Not a bad play call. He picked up 4 or 5 yards.
Ja'Cory Thomas on the carry, stopped by Brennan Thompson for the Spartans.
Big 3rd down here, Chris.
Yep, 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 2 for the Wildcats. They'll put power I, kind of an offset I, and this time met in the backfield and brought down. Looked like coming in quickly will be Hayes, making a stop for a big loss.
Any coach will tell you the way to stop the running game is to get pressure in the backfield. And both guys on the East Ascension defensive line busted up through there. It's just hard to get anything going. It's hard to make somebody miss if you can't get into your run. Nice job by the East Ascension Spartans. Now they want to be safe here. You don't want to rough the kicker or fumble the kick. Just let them punt it and let it roll.
Rhea very close. I don't see why they called the flag. They had 55 seconds on the play clock.
Oh. Well, they called delay a game. Was the clock
I've never seen the play clock it had 55 seconds on it, didn't it?
Yeah,
but it was a delay
glitch.
game. They must have hit the wrong reset button on the side there. Back deep for the Spartans will be number 7, Broussard. Go ahead.
They did a little shift where the punter came and Carson Rocker got back there like they may fake it, but Carson was just going to do a pooch punt, and now we lose 5 yards.
So now it's 4th down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Got a little bit of confusion, but now we're set.
Broussard 50 yards back. We have to come up for this kick unless Ray had really been booming them.
No, that's about where it goes every time.
And then so this one bounces, takes a Wildcat bounce, and they'll down it at the 28-yard line after the punt.
I think their coach.
We have a flag down, and let's go to Dan. And what you got, Dan?
Yeah, I think we got a blindside block on East Ascension back here, but I think it's just going to be tacked on to the end of the kick, I believe.
So it had to be after the punt to tack it on at the end?
Yeah, it was during the punt. It's a post-scrimmage kick violation. I'm pretty sure it's against East Ascension.
Okay. All right, the referees gather at the 45-yard line to discuss the penalty.
They're discussing probably, was it before the kick or after the kick, to make sure it's a change of possession.
So they're going to keep the ball back on the East Ascension side of the field. They're going to say he'll block in the back. As Dan said, a blind side. And there'll still be 1st down for the East Ascension Spartans, so they'll back it up from where the spot was, and they'll back it up from there.
Very, all positives for Walker. Great kick by Ray, a good roll, good coverage, and then we get the extra 10 yards behind. Going to have to eventually stop the run here, so we'll see what Walker goes with the package. They're going to keep Cato in. Got 95 I also see in there. Shane Easley. Lockhart on the end. And Ian Vernon on the end, which is their 4 bigger seniors.
1st down and 10 for the Spartans at their own 19-yard line. Troy Dunn will go under center this time.
I wouldn't look for anything flashy on this drive. Just turn around and hand it off.
Wildcats with 4 down linemen here. And here's the handoff. And as you mentioned, nothing really fancy there. Coming up and making a good stop there is going to be Shane Easley for the Wildcats.
It looked like a little run back. That must have been 6. Yep, Ja'Cory Johnson, top speed better than Walter. But power-wise, they'll go back to Walker. Walter Samuel.
So rushing the ball, Johnson came in with 23 carries, and Samuel came in with 25 carries. And Samuel had 114 yards rushing, and Ja'Cory Johnson had 87. Now, good play this time by the defense again. Of course, coming up again and be Shane Easley with another stop for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Shane playing very well. They just did a little stunt to the inside, and they beat the pulling guard and made a stop in the backfield. And this will be a big 3rd down. And we'll know after this play whether East Ascension is going to plan on going for it. I think anything 4th and 2 or less, they may end up going for it.
We're going to call this 3rd down and 5. Dunn in the shotgun. This time he has the speedier back with Ja'Cory Johnson to his left. Dunn looks to the side. We got 4 seconds on the play clock. 3, 2, 1. High snap, gets it down. Plenty of time for Dunn. Throws it, and it's going to be complete to Mitchell at the 30-yard line. It will be enough for a Spartan 1st down.
Defensive coordinator for Walker, Coach Dodson, is not happy. They had 3 Walker Wildcats covering the deep route. Nobody covered the curl, left him wide open. If one of those guys just sags and takes the curl, there's nobody to throw it to. And Coach Dodson's losing his mind down there. But, you're dropping in the zone. You're taught to get depth. And, they're young kids. He just thought, I got to get deep as this receiver. But, no, you got the inside curl. So we'll try to clean that up here on the next drive.
First down and 10. They'll go tight trips to the right here. Dunn looks plenty of time. Throws it out there and in and out of the hands of Joseph Hobby. Joseph had it right there at his hip and looked like he took off running before he caught it.
Yeah, that was a great play design, getting him coming from the slot. He just runs in the void where nobody's at and hits him right in the hands and drops it. That's why I want them to throw it. There's so much that goes into a pass versus just laying behind that big monstrous line. I mean, just look at 75, 62.
And look at the protection that
we're not
Troy Dunn is having as well.
Kind of blitz package.
Here is the snap. Give it to Johnson again. Nice move, and he'll gain 9 yards on that carry. So as soon as the hole opens up, them running backs for East Ascension really hitting the hole hard.
And the time we live in is it's spread offense, it's RPOs, it's read option. But this is they're gonna have to go back to just standard turnaround and hand the ball off. Circa 1975, and they'll win this game. They got big beef coming in. Look in the backfield.
58 in the backfield again. And of course, that was our touchdown runner by Jones. This time they'll just push forward and get the 1 yard.
They were moving forward when they snapped it. That's going to be offsides.
All right. Yeah, so Dan said he saw a flag. And what you saw on that play, Dan? Go.
Yeah, one of the up backs moved forward right before the snap, so the white hat got him.
That was 99. Aiden Joseph was the right back, and he just started leaning. Sometimes you got to hold your water a little bit longer. You see 99 running off the field right now. So is 58. 58 was the guy that scored the touchdown, Riante Jones. That's their power eye package.
Spartans look to the sideline. 19 seconds on the play clock. 1:30 to play in the first quarter. 14-7 is our score. East Ascension Spartans are leading this contest. Third down and 5. I'll put a man in motion to the right. Here's the snap. This time a little bit of pressure. They set up the screen, and again, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Walter Samuel.
Nice job by that. That's DiMartino. Ryan DiMartino with the great play. Read the screen perfectly. This is how you can beat East Ascension if you're Walker specifically. Get them to throw the ball. Second long, third long. Get them behind the chains because they're not really a very good passing team, and their weakness is their skill position. Their strength is their interior line and their size. Nice job by the Walker defense. Great play, and let's get the ball back right here.
Ja'Cory Thomas back deep for the Wildcats, the junior wide receiver. 4 touchdowns last week. Long snap count. We're down to 3 seconds on the play clock. Here's the snap. Punter's a little bit closer than a normal punting situation, and right into Ja'Cory Thomas's hand. Don't dance around there too much. Make a move and go. So he's still trying to make a move and try to get somebody
there's the clip.
to get a block. And we have a flag going to be thrown.
Yep, Dane Carpenter. You can see him. He thought he got in front of him, but he didn't. And the longer you run sideways, the better chance there's going to be a block in the back.
So the flag is down at the 15-yard line after the punt. Referees will talk about it at the 20.
Oh, man, I think he got his head in front. But from up here, it looked like it was a clip. But just watching on the replay, he got his head in front. That's why he's frustrated. But regardless, you don't need to make that block.
We have a legal block in the back against the Wildcats. And it'll be first down and 10 with 54 seconds to play in the first quarter.
We have to attack their weakness. That's the secondary. Very young and inexperienced. If we can leave maybe Cecil in to help block, maybe a chip block, give Bethel another second or two to find an open receiver, we can start moving the chains here. I can guarantee you East Ascension is going to bring pressure right here. Watch for the linebackers to do some kind of a stunt blitz.
First down and 10 at the Walker 8-yard line. 54 seconds to play in the first quarter. Everybody getting in their proper positions here.
Yeah, they balanced Cecil out there so you don't have an extra blocker. Got to get rid of it quick if you're Bethel.
Four wide receivers, and Bethel looks, throws, sidearm, and it's going to be incomplete as Jarvis Patterson tries to get a foot down, but it's a little bit out of his reach and first foot came down on the white line.
Yeah, right there. East Ascension just brought pressure on the outside 44. And Bethel just kind of running for his life right there.
So second down and 10, no gain on the play. Of course, it was incomplete. And Bethel will try the left side, and this time he is brought down at the 3-yard line, so a big loss for the Wildcats on that play.
So the two linebackers, Tiandre Hayes and 44, Anthony Coleman. Basically, East Ascension is shifting to the wide side. They're daring Walker to run to the short side, which we don't want to do, and they're just blitzing every gap. We don't have enough blockers, and they're putting pressure on Bethel. I think I'm just saying from what I see up here, you got to leave Cecil or somebody in there to help block, and just let Ja'Cory Thomas or Warren Young make a play on somebody.
Third down and long for the Wildcats. Bethel from the end zone throws kind of a wobbly pass just out of bounds. Intended receiver was number 3, Jarvis Patterson. And that is the end of the first quarter. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Wildcat football on WLFT.
When you call an ALE Plumbing, it means you need a dirty job done right. ALE is locally owned and operated right here in Walker. They are a proud supporter of Walker High. ALE offers 24-hour repair service covering a wide variety of problems. ALE also offers some specialty work in the form of sewer line video inspections, slab leak repairs, and a certification, installation, and repair of backflow preventers. Give ALE a call to get it done.
Did you know that North Shore Technical Community College has a new facility in Livingston Parish? Whether you are interested in starting a career or looking for a new career, stop by the campus to learn about electrical, welding, nursing, university transfer pathways, and workforce training programs. Financial aid counselors and instructors are available and ready to answer questions and guide you through the enrollment process. Affordable tuition, quality education, and a convenient location. Build your future at North Shore Technical Community College.
I'm Steve Stafford.
I'm William Scott Dykes.
And we're the official law firm of the Walker Wildcats. We're Livingston Parish lawyers helping the people of Livingston Parish.
We're located just off the interstate in Walker.
If you're injured in an accident, if you have a criminal matter, or if you need a succession, give us a call. Don't go to Baton Rouge for an attorney.
For attorneys you can trust, call us.
Sharkey is a local, licensed, and reputable HVAC contractor. They support Livingston Parish Public Schools and surrounding parishes. Sharkey specializes in maintenance, service, repairs of all HVAC equipment, and offering competitive rates. Call us at 225-222-3332 and find us on Facebook at Sharkey Mechanical Services, LLC.
Welcome back to Walker High School. There you got a great picture of the gym there with the Walker High School band, The Legacy. It is 4th down and 14 for the Wildcats, and they will be kicking from their own end zone. Of course, Rhea standing there needs to know exactly where that white line is. If he catches the ball on the white line and steps out, it will be a safety, but gets it off cleanly, hits at the 35-yard line, and it will be brought down and down at the 39-yard line. First down and 10 for the Spartans.
If I'm East Ascension, I am not throwing the football here unless I've got a play where I can roll Dunn out where he has the option to run. Anything in the pocket, you might as well just run the football. Every time you run it, you lay a heavyweight blow onto our defensive line. And you can't, I don't know if you can tell on screen, but 22, Walter Samuel, he's a big old boy. So you're constantly having to get through the line that's bigger than you and hit the running back that's bigger than you.
First down and 10. The Spartans will start in Wildcat territory. Dunn gets a false start after the clap there. Looks like number 12, Alan Starks, will jump early for the Spartans.
I'm going to go over to the coaching box for East Ascension and say, hey, 30 power dive. Run it over and over and over and over. Like, I don't even know why you're in the shotgun doing the clap and these 3 receivers. Again, I know I'm being probably oversimplified, but, I mean, I'm watching it.
With Clinton, it's like we talked about with the Mandeville game. They had six. They had the three linebacker. They had the guard, tackle, tight end. Then behind them, they had wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. You had 6 people on one side. They were getting 7-8 yards a pop, and then they get out of it. And I don't understand that. So they gained 10 yards on this one as they hand off to Samuel. But like you said, just right up the middle and the power running.
Well, football in general at any level is a game of mismatches. Normally there's not glaring mismatches like this, but the size is so much of a discrepancy that you don't have to argue it. We're going to have to run some run blitzes with the linebackers and just hope we get lucky, catch them in the backfield. And if they throw it, you're blitzing anyway because you're going to put pressure on the quarterback. So I think we're going to have to start bringing some people in the A gap and the B gap.
Second down and 5 now. Here's a handoff again to Samuel. It kind of reminds me of the old super boring Oklahoma and Nebraska football games. All they did was run the football, and all they did was win national championships.
That's right.
You know,
and that's East Ascension. All they're going to do is win this football game. Right there, Dane Carpenter's right there to make the tackle, but he weighs 157 pounds, and the guy blocking him's 312. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And I say 312. They don't have their weight listed, but that left guard, 62, Kelvin Gray, he's every bit of 300.
Here is the snap. Dunn looks to pass. Plenty of protection. No Wildcats around. Rolls out. Then finally a couple of Wildcats go around to the outside, led by Dane Carpenter over there, trying to put some pressure on him. But
so when the quarterback rolls out, if you don't have somebody to cover, in this case it was Dane Carpenter, his guy stayed in the block, he gets to come like a wild man, and he caused him to throw it when he didn't want to. That's playing right into our hands. I hope they do that. Now, they did give him a chance to run it, but with Dane in his way, he couldn't run it. He had to throw it away.
And if you look at the play, he had plenty of time in the pocket. Didn't have to move at all if he just stayed right there where he was. Second down and 10 now. Here is the snap, and they'll give the ball to Samuel. Met in the backfield by a couple of Wildcats and spins around, still on his feet, gets inside the 10-yard line. And we have a flag down at the 19-yard line on the far side of the field, so we'll have to see what the play was. Dan's going to say it's going to be a block in the back.
Referee agrees.
All right, Dan, what you got down there? I know you're getting some information from the referee on the side.
I thought he said blocking the back 21. I don't know if there was a 21 over there or not, but that's who he called it on.
Well, number 8 was sitting over there with his Troy Dunn was sitting there with his hands in the air, so like it wasn't on me.
Probably him.
But they back it up to the 29-yard line after the penalty.
And that time, Coach Dotson did bring a run blitz package, and it worked to Walker's favor. It's just Dane Carpenter missed the tackle. If you get him in the backfield, you got to get hands on him. You got to get him to the ground.
10:07 to play, second quarter. Wildcats trail 14-7. Dunn looks to pass. Plenty of time once again. Stays in the pocket. Throws in the end zone. And the pass is going to be complete to Starks. And that will be a 29-yard catch.
And that was just poor Patrick McKenzie, number 17, sophomore safety. He got turned around on the corner post and just fell. And the guy's wide open. McKenzie, probably one of our better cover guys as a safety. He just lost his footing right there. And Dunn did a good job recognizing it. On the break, he saw this defender go down and threw it right in the breadbasket.
20-7 is our score now after the Spartans just scored. 9:53 to play in the second quarter. Here is the kick. It's up. It's very high. Good-looking kick right there, and the referees say that it's good. So once again, with 9:53 to play in the second quarter, your score, Spartans 21 and the Wildcats 7.
I hate to go dark on you, Chris, but it would be bad if I didn't mention we lost one of our own this week, Greg Inman. Great father, great friend, great community leader, and from the school standpoint, he was the one that brought Neighbors here. He's one of the higher ups at Neighbors. He got all the contracts done with Mr. St. Pierre. There's a Neighbors on campus that the kids that it's always open, and just devastating loss for his family, for the baseball community, and
his son played baseball.
Yeah, Gabe Inman, second baseman, and he's the youngest of three. The other two played as well. Gabe's actually in college, and he found out he was going to get his first start as a freshman on Saturday, and we have to bury his father on Saturday. So, I want everybody to know our prayers are with them. We love them. We appreciate all they've done, and Greg Inman will be in our prayers.
Yes.
All right, so
9:53 to play in the second quarter. Spartans now have a 21-7 lead as they have the ball teed up. It will be Evan Kern again kicking the ball deep again for the Spartans. Puts a foot into it.
Man, he does kick it high, Chris, for a high school kicker.
Kick it very well, and it will bounce into the end zone as Ja'Cory Thomas will watch it go in the end zone. First down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 20-yard line.
And I know that bothers you. For years, you've said you hate when they let it bounce, because if that thing bounces to the left, it's in play and it can be covered. That you assume it's going to go into the end zone, but you can't just turn your back on it. So if you're Walker here, you got to stop and get protection for Bethel. We can't run four receivers because there's not enough people blocking. So let's see if we see a change in the way we line up. If we just leave our 5 linemen, well, there's Cecil right there. So Cecil's going to stay in and help block for now.
Wildcats go trips to the left. Bethel, the senior quarterback, in the shotgun. Looks, throws a screen pass to Warren Young, complete, and gets in bounds and gets some positive yardage for the Wildcats.
On film, I noticed East Ascension, when you go 2 receivers to both sides, they'll give you a big cushion. Their cornerbacks will play off. It's because their linebackers are so fast. Did you see how fast they got out to the sideline? Their 2 linebackers can run side to side with anybody.
Now they got a trick play here as Ethan Landers, the tackle, comes out over here in a wide receiver formation, and the Spartans are not really fooled by it. Lander goes down the block, and there's nobody for him to block. Y'all passed him up, so kind of a little trick play there by Mr. Chad Mahaffey.
We tried to kind of get him with the formation. Ethan Ladner, our best blocker, we were hoping we can get behind him, but they busted it up. As soon as they saw the wide receiver screen, the cornerback shot in front of the blockers and made the tackle.
So Dan, let's go to Dan. Dan, Ethan cannot catch a pass in that formation, can he?
He is illegal by number to catch a pass, correct.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Run it.
Here Bethel has a chance to run it. Third down, tries to do a type of a hurdle thing, and nothing doing there as Brennan Thompson brings down Bethel.
Well, I believe Hunter's got to run the ball 5-6 times a game to be a threat. Right there, he should have cut back inside, and he knows it too. And he tried to cut out and dance, and once you do that, they're too fast for that. I think if he cuts back in, he might be able to lean forward, but nobody's open. I mean, they're blanketing our receivers, and Bethel's got nobody to throw it to.
Fourth down for the Wildcats, and back deep for the Spartans will be number 7, Kendrick Broussard. He'll stand at his own 45-yard line. The Wildcats will shift in the punt formation here with 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. Well, the Walker High School band the legacy at halftime. Here's the kick by Rhea. Nice kick, very deep. Fielded by Broussard. No fair catch called, and he will be brought down at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Rhea's doing a good job. Nice kick, good height, good hang time, great coverage. And at 21-7, to say this is an important drive would be an understatement. If East Ascension goes in methodically and punches it in and takes a 3-score lead, that'll be tough to surmount. But if we can hold them here, I believe Walker can end up scoring. I think the coaches can make some adjustments when they get into halftime, but you can't be down 3 touchdowns.
First down and 10 now for the Spartans. They'll start the drive at their own 41-yard line. Done under center this time. And we have a whistle to stop. We have a flag down at the 40-yard line.
Let's ask Dan, but I thought it's because the tackle was lined up so deep in the backfield they're calling illegal procedure.
Dan, did you see why they called the flag, or what was your view of it?
I think one of the wing guys moved early. It wasn't anybody lined up in the backfield wrong, because that's not a dead ball foul.
Okay.
So I think it was one of the wing guys that moved early.
Thank you,
All right,
Dan.
thank you, Dan.
So basically what Dan was saying is, had it been what I thought it was, they'd let the play out. But somebody has to physically move for a false start to be a dead ball.
Of course, Dan Murphy was a former white hat official for the LHSAA for many, many years. Here is the handoff to Samuel, who tried the left side and takes off and goes past the 50-yard line, and he's at the 30, he's at the 20, and then they're going to say he's out of bounds on the far side of the field. He kind of loses his balance, or maybe he was pushed out of bounds.
It looked like Carson Rocker kind of got a hand on him. He lost his balance and stepped out of bounds. He's trying to tightrope it, but great run, great pull block by the offensive line, and kudos to East Ascension. They got behind the chains, and instead of trying to get fancy, they just went right back to the run.
First down and 10 now. They'll mark the ball first down at the Walker 16-yard line. And the Spartans are doing what you mentioned there, Clint. They're driving down the field, and hopefully they don't get a 3-touchdown lead here. Here's the handoff to Samuel again. He'll try the left side, dancing around, and you can tell whenever they get that confidence. And we have a flag down at the 15-yard line. We have a touchdown, a 15-yard touchdown run by Samuel, but we have to check the flag.
Yeah, let's see what he sees right there. They're happy flag throwers, this crew right here. Trying to see the number of the safety on the far side. He was right there to make a play, and he just didn't do it. Strung it out just like he's supposed to and didn't make the tackle.
Referees are still talking now. The white hat will make his way to the press box. We have illegal block in the back by number 55 will be the call. So it will be no touchdown run for Samuel.
It looks like 24, Andrew Porter, senior defensive back. Yeah, he's the cornerback. He was in the right position, just didn't make the tackle. Benefactors of the penalty right here. Can't give up 12. It's easier said than done in the booth, I understand. You've got to figure out a way to get a hand on these running backs before they get the head of steam, because once they start going downhill, it's tough.
First down and 18 now for the Spartans. Pump fake throws and back shoulder, and we have a flag down, and it will be a 24-yard touchdown catch. Looks like it will stand. I'm thinking it's going to be pass interference. Defensive pass interference.
Dan saying defensive pass interference. He still caught it, so it'll be a touchdown. Trying to find out who caught it. Looks like number 2. Number 2, Ja'Cory Mitchell, sophomore wide receiver. And again, Andrew Porter was in the right position. He just undersized. They threw it over his head.
27-7 is our score with 7:15 to play in the second quarter. And the Spartans score again. Here is the snap. The kick is up by Kern, and it is good. So once again, with 7:15 to play, East Ascension Spartans 28 and the Walker Wildcats 7.
Well, it's playing out like East Ascension wanted. Defense is in the right spots a lot of times. There's no busted assignments. There's nobody lining up wrong, and they're just running free. So, I mean, they're doing the best they can, and they're very disciplined. I'm talking about Walker's defense. But Andrew Porter, number 24, I would say he's 5'6", 140. The guy he's covering, Ja'Cory Mitchell, is 6 foot, 185. Just in that size differential, I mean, you got to get lucky. And Porter was in the right spot, and it just got out physical.
Wildcats will send back Porter, number 24, and they'll also send back number 6, Ja'Cory Thomas, to field the kick. And then, you know, if you're Coach Nick Gluck, you may just say, hey, look, Ja'Cory, we need the ball in your hands. Make something happen. Yep. I don't care. If it's at the 1 yard line, you can still run it.
This is the greatest creation of space is the kickoff.
And then here it is, and it goes, and this time it goes into the end zone. And so, man, what a great job of kicking there by Evan Kern, the senior kicker for the Spartans, doing a great job of kicking.
You know, our defense has been on the field the whole time because we can't run the ball. So, you know, our 3 and outs are very quick. Normally I would sit up here, Chris, and I'd say you got to establish run, but I don't. I think it's a waste of time. I think you kind of come up with some kind of formation where you can get an extra blocker, but you can get maybe Thomas in the slot, because when he's out into the numbers, he's getting covered by a cornerback. If you put him in the slot, he's covered by a safety. That might create a mismatch. So if you put 6 inside receiver instead out, like right here, see how Jacory is in the inside receiver? Now he's covered by a safety. Now we have a mismatch. And look at him talking. 27 saying, hey, you got 6, you got 6. He's man-to-man. Oh,
they'll put Warren Young in motion, and then Bethel Rose to his right. Makes a move, and now he has room. So Bethel with some positive running room right there, and he will be brought down, going low, and making the stop will be Kendrick Broussard. But Bethel with the first down run for the Wildcats.
Great job, Bethel. Good, strong run. He saw some space, and he took it. Nice finish of the run, too. Picked up an extra 3 yards by putting his head down. I didn't like the way they motioned Young. I know they're trying to run a play action, but when you motion Young, now Jacory is covered by a cornerback, and now the mismatch goes away.
Patterson comes out as Ben McKenzie, the senior wide receiver, comes in.
McKenzie in the slot is very quick and shifty. Doesn't have a lot of top end speed, but can run the option route very well.
First down and 10 now for the Wildcats. Ball is at the Walker 31-yard line. They'll run the option, the reverse this time. And here comes Thomas and makes a move, crosses the 50-yard line, still on his feet and making a move, and there's nobody going to be able to catch him. 69-yard touchdown run.
That's the play they ran against Denham Springs in the Jamboree. First play of the game, the little option reverse. Chris, you called it. Sometimes you just got to say, hey, let's get the ball to number 6. Great job by the offensive line pulling out and blocking. No penalties, no holding. And Jacory Thomas, man, he is special. Look at this. Cuts it back to the inside, and there's nobody that's going to catch that cat. Great answer by the Wildcats. But again, now our defense goes right back on the field.
Right.
Well-designed play, perfectly ran.
28-13 is your score right now. Ben McKenzie will be the holder. Rhea will kick it. This one bounces to the tee. Good job by McKenzie to put the ball down. And the kick is up, and it is good. So once again, with 6:20 to play in the second quarter, you score Wildcats 14 and the Spartans 28.
Great answer by the Wildcats, showing a lot of heart. Very pivotal series in the middle of the second quarter here, getting close to 6 minutes. Probably run one play, and then you'll better take the water break commercial if I had to guess. But
yep. Next play for the Wildcats, next game, October 8th, will be against Scotlandville, the last of 4 straight home games for the Wildcats. And then after that, the next home game will be homecoming, October 29th versus Denham Springs. It will be senior night, and it will be homecoming as well. A lot of activities scheduled for Walker High School during homecoming. Homecoming is a special thing right here at Walker High School. And the next game for the East Ascension Spartans will be Catholic High School. Catholic High School undefeated 4-0. That game will be at Catholic, and that is their first district game. So
and without
that's the same thing for Walker. We start our district as well with Scotlandville.
Without splitting the select and non-select, Catholic is the number 2 ranked team in the state. So that's going to be a big challenge for East Ascension. They got to win this game. At 0-2 facing Catholic next week, they're going to do whatever they can to win this game. And right now it's working for them.
Rhea has the ball keyed up, and here is the squib kick once again. Touched by one of the Spartans. Regardless, it doesn't have to be touched. The ball is live once it goes 10 yards. Fielded finally by Brendan Thompson, and it will be Spartan football. And we'll have to see if we're going to keep it here with 6:13 to play. I guess we'll play one or two more plays before we get to the 6-minute mark for our water break.
Yeah, in high school, you have to take a water break at the 6-minute mark.
In September, so today's the last day to do it.
Today is the last day. That's correct. If we'd have played tomorrow, we wouldn't have to do it.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
So they're going to mark the ball first down and 10 at the East Ascension 23-yard line. High snap. We got a new quarterback in there, Chris Cerise. How are we going to pronounce that, Clint?
Carcise? Man, I don't know.
Carcise? Okay.
Carcise. We'll say Carcise. Chris Carcise, 18, junior quarterback.
Okay, it's time for our water break. We're at 6 minutes, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more Wildcat football on WLFT.
Are you tired of local car commercials and their corny one-liners? Well, let's see how many we can fit into 30 seconds. We're exploding with deals. We're taking high prices and taking them to the curb. And there's a reason we've been the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Baton Rouge for the last 34 years. Because we have a huge selection of vehicles in flashing text, including the Equinox, the Traverse, the Malibu, and much more. So come and see us today or visit online and let us find the vehicle that's perfect for you.
At Kentech, we are your #1 supplier for communications, cable, and top-of-the-line security installations. We provide for commercial and residential customers with amazing services. We are fully licensed and insured in security systems, fire alarms, and network cabling. We have 15 years of experience under our belt to ensure you the highest quality product available. No matter what you need, we can provide. Experience, details, results. Kentech.
At Stein, we're committed to being the most customer-focused home improvement retailer and building material supply store of its kind. We understand that you're not just building a house, you're building a home.
At Stein, we know what we do. We sell building materials, and we know how to do it by offering our customers better brands at lower prices and great customer service.
But why do we do it? That's the most important part. We help people build their dreams.
Sombrer's Mexican restaurant offers our customers some of the most authentic and delectable Tex-Mex cuisine in the area, all served in a family-friendly atmosphere. We use only the freshest ingredients of the highest quality, from our delicious enchiladas and burritos to our amazing chicken steak or shrimp fajitas, the house specialty. We have something to please everyone. Join us for food and fun at Sombrero's Mexican restaurant.
Back to Walker High School, there is Willie the Wildcat. And of course when Willie's, here we have a handoff this time to Johnson. He will try the left side and throwing Wildcats off of him as he's being brought down at the 47-yard line. Good job of running that by Ja'Cory Johnson.
Yeah, very good. You know, we've been complimenting the size of the offensive line, but that doesn't take into account how hard these two running backs are running. I mean, they are running angry. It's hard to bring them down.
First down and 10 now for the Spartans. They're going to say he went out of bounds on the far side of the field, so the clock will stop with 5:51 to play in the second quarter. Of course, we'll have the Walker High School Band of Legacy performing at halftime. Always a great job by Mr. Jeff Sigmund and Mr. Eddie Hurst putting this band together. The band is phenomenal here at Walker High School. You know, a great job. Here's a handoff this time by Johnson, again getting his head down, diving forward, gaining 13 yards on that carry.
And so he gains 13. He went 12 before he was touched. Patrick McKenzie, a great tackle. It's going to go unnoticed because of the 13-yard pickup. But I watched the replay of the play before that. He went 8 yards before he was touched. We've got to get, and I'm not saying we're doing anything wrong, but somehow figure out a way to get a hand on these guys before they get that head of steam. I mean, you're going 8, 9, 10 yards before you're touched. That can't happen. I don't have an answer, Chris. I mean, I don't know what to do. We're trying everything, but hopefully if we can keep this game manageable, we can get into halftime and make some adjustments.
I would say that, you know, one of the things you could try would be everybody slant to the same direction.
Yep.
To where there's always going to be somebody in a hole if everybody's being slanted and not just stand up and try to muscle them through. I mean, you know, they're playing good technique and everything else, but at the same time, if you're, you know, that was one of my things whenever I was coaching. I used to, you know, get frustrated breaking down film, and they're like, is he stepping to the left, or is that like a 45-degree step or like a 60-degree step? I said, Coach, it doesn't matter. He weighs 310. We weigh 150. It doesn't matter if he steps to the it doesn't matter. So whenever that happens, you know, I'm saying don't try to man up with them. You got to, like you said, Clint, try something different.
You're going to have to out-coach them, and we're doing the best we can. We're going to have to come up with something.
Second down and 8 now for the Spartans. This time they'll run counter action and the
holding
in the round. This time trying to make something happen is Jupiter. Jupiter will be brought down at about the 19-yard line. Clint, you saw holding, but there's no flag.
Yeah, they didn't call it, but Dane Carpenter got held way out in the middle of space, big as day.
Coming in for the Wildcats will be number 35, and that's going to be Trevion Thomas. So kind of changing up a little bit of the personnel out there.
There's actually a great play call, got him out in space, and I don't know if Dane could have made the tackle because the running back cut up, but he was held. Keep running the ball, EA, keep running the ball. Don't get fancy. Don't overthink it.
I'll tell you what, EA certainly shows a bunch of different formations here. Dunn hands it off to Johnson, going right up the middle, spinning, being brought down at the 5-yard line. What an incredible run right there again, a gain of about 15 on that running play.
Yeah, number 6, Ja'Cory Johnson, and number 22, Walter Samuel. Two things they do well, they go north and south. You don't see them dance very much. As soon as they get to their hole, it's up the field as fast as I can go. I noticed that on film, too. There's no wasted space. You know, a lot of times guys try to juke and go left. These guys are coming right at you, and it's paying off. They're going to rush for almost 400 yards this game, most likely.
Troy Dunn goes all the way to the sideline to get the coach directly from the play directly from the coach. And down to 3 seconds on the play clock. We'll have to see if they can get it off, and they do. Here's a handoff to Johnson. He'll try the left side, dances around, dives in. It will be a 5-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, Patrick McKenzie, 17 at the safety spot. I thought he did a pretty good job. He got upfield penetration. He turned the run in, but there was no linebackers there because the offensive line is just blowing us up.
34-14 is our score, as the Spartans have just scored once again. Evan Kern set to do the extra point duties. The holder, number 88, Diego Ortivios, and the kick is good. So the Spartans now lead 35-14 with 3:12 to play in the second quarter.
Well, the energy was here. I think the crowd's still having a good time, as you can see. Willie the Wildcat with Spider-Man, a couple of the guys from Mr. Ryan Slayton's class. That's a good scene right there. That's awesome.
See one of my friends there, Mr. John Oberhoff there to the left in the black suit there. There's Chad Parker with his mask below his chin there. There's Gunner coming in late, trying to get in the middle.
Yeah,
Spider-Man, Mr.
Great
Gaiman
scene
Moore.
right there. There's Mr. Ryan Slayton right there in the camera. Case and my son right there in the red tutu. He did this last game, and he said when he left, about 5 of those kids stopped him and said, "Thank you for making this the greatest day of my life." So very good to see. Our community is always out there for everybody and surrounded by good people. All right, back to football.
Kern has it teed up. Here we go. We'll have to see if the Wildcats will make something happen. Kicks it deep, and it goes into the end zone as Thomas goes chasing it down, trying to make something happen. Also back there deep was Andrea Porta, but ball goes out of bounds. It'll be first down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 20-yard line.
You know, as a baseball coach and a recruiter, you watch how the ball comes off the bat. It tells you a lot about if a guy's a good hitter or not. The ball comes off this cat's foot. Kern, I mean, when he kicks it, it just explodes off his foot. I'm anxious to see if he's got any offers or if he's made any attempt to go to kicking camps or whatnot, or if he's just going to play in high school and move on. But that's a natural gift the way that ball comes off his foot.
First down and 10. It will be Simmons to the right of Bethel.
You notice that corner's playing off like we were talking about earlier. We might have a little 4-yard hitch open.
Here is the snap. Give the ball to Simmons. Finds a hole, cuts it back. Does a good job. Stays on his feet. Spins around, crosses the 30-yard line. First down, and then makes positive yards there as coming in. The stop will be Lamar Bolden trying to make the stop for the Spartans. Does a shoulder tackle, but this time it's effective.
Yeah, great run. Moving the chains. Nice little seal block by Ethan Ladner there at the top. At the bottom of your screen, and Rashad Simmons did the rest.
4 wide receivers to the right. This time it will be swing pass to Thomas again, and he'll be ridden down out of bounds. Good job of getting out of bounds. Should stop the clock, but the clock is continuing to roll. Then now they stop it at 2:40.
Yeah, nice job. Continue to get positive motion there. They're giving us the underneath, so take the hitch routes, take the 3-yard stops, and just see if one of our guys can't bust one.
Tell you what, this offensive line, Ethan Lander, Sam Henry, Brock Rogers, Roman King, and Mason Ball doing a great job of protecting for Bethel. The referees are calling for a stoppage. Oh, they're trying to fix the chains
like
on the far
chains
side.
Jacked up, yeah. 63, Sam Henry. I've been watching him the last 2 or 3 plays. He's not a very big guy, but he's doing a pretty good job down there of getting in the way and moving guys around. Like you said, Ladner and Henry, Brock Rogers, that left side of the offensive line is doing a great job tonight.
Sam Henry, a great guy, man. I coached him doing the shot put a couple of years ago, and man, always respectful, good sense of humor and everything, and just every time I see him around campus, he says, "Hey, Mr. Ledoux, how you doing?" He really, really a good person.
I've seen him in the weight room a few times. A very cordial kid.
So it's second down now. The referees are doing some repairs on the far side of the field to the chains there, making sure it's exactly 10 feet.
10 yards. You wonder if, I'm assuming we have an extra
10 yards. I said 10 feet.
10 feet.
Oh, wow.
It's all right, Chris. A long day.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Chris has to teach, so he's up here at 6 in the morning every morning. He's not just a play-by-play guy.
Yes.
Long days.
Second down and 3 now. Bethel throws, and the pass is in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. I'm sure they had a little miscommunication between Young and
look at
Thomas.
Mahaffey is talking to the ref. When the ball was in the air, they tackled Ja'Cory Thomas. Even though the ball's not going to him, that's pass interference.
We'll see if we can get the delay broadcast on YouTube. We're watching YouTube in the booth here as well. It serves as a replay for us.
You can see it right there at the middle of your screen. 44 just tackles Ja'Cory Thomas.
Yeah.
And the coach said he bobbled the ball. I mean, the referee was telling Mahaffey he bobbled the ball. He's like, no, I'm not talking about the bobble. I'm talking about the tackle before the catch was made.
2:36 to play in the second quarter, and Coach Mahaffey calls his first timeout. So it will be a timeout for Walker.
And Chris, 35-4.
All right, let's go down to Dan. Dan had a good view of the play. What you saw, Dan?
Well, yes, it probably should have been interference, but the wing guy has the outside guy, which is Warren Young. The back judge is supposed to have the slot receiver, and I don't know if he was blocked out or couldn't see it or just missed it, but it was actually the back judge's call.
Okay.
And that's why we got Big Dan down there. Thank you.
Thank you,
that's
Dan.
great information. And Dan talks about that a lot with referees. You have a certain area you have to watch, and you've asked him plenty of times, well, what if I'm watching my area, but I see something?
Yeah.
He said, well, there's two things. Number one, you shouldn't see it because you're not watching it. And number two, if you throw a flag on somebody else's turf, that's undermining their authority.
Right.
So that was the up.
So, Dan, I know you used to referee basketball as well. Sometimes referees will say, hey, I didn't see it. Can I get some help? Is that ever happened in football?
Yes, but you shouldn't be able to help because if you're watching your primary area, you shouldn't see the other area.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Good point. All right, third down and 3 now for the Wildcats. 2:36 to play after the timeout. Walker will have 2 remaining, and East Ascension will have 3. They'll put Thomas in motion. And here's the swing pass to Thomas, complete. He can make one move, and he does at the 50-yard line and brought down. Good job of holding on that time by Lamar Bolden, number 27.
27, Lamar Bolden, only a sophomore. He was holding on for dear life. That's what I've made comments about on our side. If you get your hands on somebody, you got to get them down. And that was a great play because if he doesn't tackle him, Thomas is going to take another probably 25 yards before he's touched again.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Clock is continuing to roll with 2:18 to play. Normally the clock stops while they move in the chains, but the chains are set up. Down to 2:13 now. They look to the sidelines. Wildcats with 2 timeouts. First down and 10 now in East Ascension territory. Bethel loses his footing. He has plenty of time, takes off running once again, and he will slide down at the 42-yard line.
It's still positive motion, but East Ascension is basically giving us the underneath, just begging us to take it, letting the clock run down to 1:49 and running.
I'll tell you what, both offensive lines are doing very good at pass protection. Both quarterbacks have tremendous amounts of time to throw the ball, so I'm not sure if that was a design play or run for the quarterback, but nonetheless, here we go. Bethel rolls out to his right after a low snap, looks downfield, throws, and the pass is going to be complete. And ridden out of bounds.
That's a heads-up play by the senior quarterback. It looked like he was just going to keep it and try to get 2 or 3. Stays in the play, makes a good throw, good catch by Patterson for the first down.
Jarvis Patterson, the senior wide receiver.
Bounds, though. They stopped it for the first down. He's got to get out of bounds right there.
And now we have a stoppage. The referee calls for a timeout for the Spartans this time, and they'll take their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining.
You mentioned the kid's name by Gavin Moore. I just got a text. Somebody friends with his mom. They were very appreciative of that. They got to see some of the kids on the sideline, and it's a good scene down there. Looks like we got the Walker junior highs are down here. You see West Side football, North Corbin football, and Walker Junior High football. I think they're going to be honored here at halftime.
Yep. Halftime, we'll also have the Walker High School Band of Legacy, as you see them getting in their formation on the far side of the field. And also, like you said, we'll have these guys mentioned here at halftime. So it will be all these guys from North Carver Junior High School Bears, coached by Byron Hill. Walker High School Junior High School Wildcats, coached by Daniel DeSalle. And West Side Junior High School Gators, coached by Mr. Brad Crane. So all those guys, of course, that's the future of Walker football right there. Those guys coming up. And they get to play their home football games right here at Wildcat Stadium, too.
Yeah, it's not a bad group, too. They got some talent in there. For those that don't know, West Side and Walker used to all be at West Side. They just split them up, so you're basically taking that team and cutting it in half.
First down and 10 now for the Wildcats. They'll have the ball at the Santa Maria 34-yard line. Play clock at 20, so plenty of time for Bethel. And now the protection breaks down, and Bethel loses his helmet as well. So we'll have to see if he comes up okay. And as three of the down linemen for the Spartans got to him very quickly.
Well, he has to come out for one play, unless they call a timeout.
Unless they call in the timeout. And so the referee will go ahead and call a timeout with 1:09 to play in the second quarter. Second timeout for the Wildcats.
Something that the Wildcats have been bitten by in the previous weeks has not shown up today, and that's negative plays. That's the first real negative play they've had. And I think East Ascension just said, hey, we're bringing pressure, and there was nothing Bethel could do. They came from all angles, too fast. If he throws it, it's intentional grounding.
All right, let's go down to Dan. Looks like Coach Mahaffey was trying to call the referee over. What was he wanting to say, Dan?
Somebody's helmet came off, and he was trying to argue that he called a timeout. Then the player should be able to stay on the field instead of sitting down to play. But a timeout does not save that player from sitting out in high school football.
Oh, I did not know that.
So that's why we got Dan down there. We definitely don't have him down there for his looks, but more for his knowledge of the football game. I think at pro level in college you can call a timeout, but at high school you cannot. They got to set out a play. So we're probably going to see Warren Young come in at quarterback, number 13, which really is out of hand at half. If Walker can score points and cut it to 2, it's a huge differentiator.
Third down and 19 now for the Wildcats. Bethel looks, throws, and in and out of the hands. Can't make the catch is going to be Andrea Porta.
That's
the
Cecil.
Senior defensive back playing a little bit of wide receiver.
That's 29. That's going to be Cecil.
Oh, correction.
Yeah,
going to be Noah Cecil.
It's hard to see those numbers. But Bethel wants that throwback. I mean, he was wide open. He had the time in the pocket. You wonder if that hit's kind of affecting him a little bit.
So fourth down with 56 seconds to play. The Wildcats will punt as Rhea will set to do the kicking duty. Back deep will be Kendrick Broussard, a senior defensive back for the Spartans.
Yeah, they're going to need to take a look at Hunter's neck.
2-1-0, and that is the end. And we have a delay of game going to be called against the Wildcats.
So it must be once it hits 0, Chris, it goes to 59, 56, or 55, because that's the second delay of game, and I saw 55 on the clock. These are little things. I don't care if the score's 100-0. Coach Mahaffey's not going to be excited about it. You got to be able to transition. It was 3rd and 20. Punt team's got to have an idea that we might be punting here. Can't get a delay of game right there. Cost you 5 yards. Unless he did it on purpose. I don't see that.
Here's a snap over Rhea's head. Can he get back and punt it? And he does. Saves the day here is Rhea. And the ball will touch a Wildcat at the 24-yard line. First down and 10 for the Spartans with 44 seconds.
I don't know how this game's going to play out, but if we stay in it, that's the play of the game right there. Holy cow. If he don't get to that ball, they're going to get the ball at the 35-yard line. Plenty of time to score. Ray's been the MVP for Walker all day, changing the field positions, great kicks, and right there on a bad snap, very athletic play by the kicker.
And very smart, too. Didn't panic. Just trying
Never lost
to
his
get it
cool.
off.
You're right, yep. And they can hit him. Once you start running, they can hit you. So they had guys bearing down on him.
First down and 10 for the Spartans. They'll have it at their own
So, Chris, they may have to throw it right here with 44 seconds. I don't know. We'll see what this first play's like.
High snap, and he'll give it to Samuel trying around the left side with 39 seconds, and clock will roll.
Yeah, then they may just – Sam Hoover, great job at the defensive tackle position, getting outside and getting a hand on him. I would put some speed on the field, and they're going to bring in 33, Chaz Olivier. Just in case they pop one, you need somebody on the field that can run him down, because all you got to do is tackle him before he scores, and the play clock's going to run out.
And looks like the Spartans will not run another play.
Do you remember who gets the ball second half? Did we kick off first? Yeah, we kicked off first.
Yeah,
so
we
we're going to
kicked
get the
off to
ball
them, yes.
second half. So, Walker goes in, makes some adjustments, checks on Bethel. We got to come out and score. That's obvious.
3-2-1-0, and that is the end of the first half. Your score, Spartans 35 and the Wildcats 14. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the Walker High School Band of Legacy. You're watching Wildcat football on WLFT.
When you call an ALE Plumbing, it means you need a dirty job done right. ALE is locally owned and operated right here in Walker. They are a proud supporter of Walker High. ALE offers 24-hour repair service covering a wide variety of problems. ALE also offers some specialty work in the form of sewer line video inspections, slab leak repairs, and a certification, installation, and repair of backflow preventers. Give ALE a call to get it done.
Did you know that North Shore Technical Community College has a new facility in Livingston Parish? Whether you are interested in starting a career or looking for a new career, stop by the campus to learn about electrical, welding, nursing, university transfer pathways, and workforce training programs. Financial aid counselors and instructors are available and ready to answer questions and guide you through the enrollment process. Affordable tuition, quality education, and a convenient location. Build your future at North Shore Technical Community College.
I'm Steve Stafford.
I'm William Scott Dykes.
And we're the official law firm of the Walker Wildcats. We're Livingston Parish lawyers helping the people of Livingston Parish.
We're located just off the interstate in Walker.
If you're injured in an accident, if you have a criminal matter, or if you need a succession, give us a call. Don't go to Baton Rouge for an attorney.
For attorneys you can trust, call us.
Sharkey is a local, licensed, and reputable HVAC contractor. They support Livingston Parish Public Schools and surrounding parishes. Sharkey specializes in maintenance, service, repairs of all HVAC equipment, and offering competitive rates. Call us at 225-222-3332 and find us on Facebook at Sharkey Mechanical Services, LLC.
Jessica Gidry, assisted by Caitlin Till and Mae Brooks. Color guard captain are Anthony Matty, Madeline Terrio. Band captain is Hayden Strother. Drum captain are Abigail Huey and Meredith Vera Lopez. Drum majors are Nicholas Pendleton, S.J. Aubert, and Amanda Yeager. Drum majors, is your band ready? The Golden Wildcats are under the direction of sponsor Keremy Rotolo. Choreographer is Emily Edwards. Dance team captain is Molly Baker, and co-captain is Olivia McMasters. Ladies and gentlemen, the Band of Legacy and the Golden Wildcats performing to Despacito. continue your halftime entertainment, the Band of Legacy will perform a portion of their festival show entitled Favorite Things. Songs include Carmina Burana, My Favorite Things, Ode to Joy, and Mambo from the musical West Side Story. Ladies and gentlemen, we present Favorite Things and the Walker High Band of Legacy. Wildcat fans, please direct your attention to the 20-yard line where we would like to recognize tonight's game day sponsor, Elena Levine from Levine's Accounting. Thank you for your continued support of Walker High School and Walker High Athletics. Elena Levine of Levine's Accounting. We'd also like to announce the Dr. Pepper Challenge winners. Malik Georgetown, John Lee Lockhart, Logan McMorris, and Adrian Palmer.
Sharkey is a local, licensed, and reputable HVAC contractor. They support Livingston Parish Public Schools and surrounding parishes. Sharkey specializes in maintenance, service, repairs of all HVAC equipment, and offering competitive rates. Call us at 225-222-3332 and find us on Facebook at Sharkey Mechanical Services, LLC.
Livingston Parish Fire Protection District Number 4 reminds Wildcat fans to be fire safe this season and every season. District 4 consists of volunteer and professional firefighters, men and women of your community, your neighbors, providing fire protection and life-saving first response for accidents and medical emergencies. When you need help, we'll be there. Livingston Parish Fire Protection District Number 4, our family protecting your family since 1975.
Welcome to Walker Pharmacy, your local stop for pharmaceutical needs. Whatever prescription you may need, we can provide it with high-quality service. We have a wide array of over-the-counter medications. If you are feeling thirsty while checking out, we offer a considerable variety of beverages at your convenience. Make sure to stop by our gift shop while you wait and pick up items that your loved ones would cherish. And remember, we're your local pharmacy where patients come first.
Everybody needs a place to belong. Everybody needs to feel loved, and everybody needs to find God's purpose for their life. Here at Walker Baptist Church, we love to just have fun and fellowship with one another. We like to learn about God and to impact this community for His kingdom. I'm Jason. Come to Walker Baptist and find your place to belong.
Visit our website at walkerbaptist.org, and we hope to see you Sunday.
Our family protecting your family since 1975.
My dream was always to help other people, but when I tried to start my own business, I quickly realized I was in over my head. That's when I called Alina Levine. She helped me navigate the complicated business of starting a business. But the help didn't stop there. Her friendly team of accounting experts handle all of the things that I never thought of when I started this journey. Because I started my business to be a counselor, not a CPA. Thanks to Alina, now I'm able to focus on doing what I love, helping other people.
At Norfolk Orthopedic Specialty Center, our specialists work together to protect the bones, joints, and muscles for patients of all ages. Visit Norfolk Orthopedic Specialty Center for arthritis, fractures, replacements, sports medicine, and injury prevention. Norfolk Rehabilitation Services is conveniently located in the same facility to continue your care with ease. Norfolk, improving lives, every time, every place. Just a short drive away from I-12 Access to At Norfolk Orthopedic Specialty Center, Our specialists work together to care for bones, joints, and muscles.
Welcome back to Walker High School. Chris will do along with Clint Carver, Dan Murphy on the sideline doing the reporting there. A couple of stats we got from Mr. Robert, and not looking good. East Ascension, number 22, rushing the ball, 133 yards rushing in the first half. So that's what we kind of expected. Walker High School, 10 rushes for 94 yards and 7 out of 13 passing for 109 yards. So
that's us.
That's for Walker passing it the total offense. So that's the way the game is going right now.
Big long pass, and he had the big long run. That's why I didn't think we would have 100 on either one. But you had the big long pass with the tip catch and then the long run by Ja'Cory Thomas. I truly believe that East Ascension going to have over 400 yards. I think that the one guy had 100 and what? 133
yards
and then
rushing.
Thomas, I think, had just under 100. So they're a little bit over 200 for the first half. And if they keep with the same game plan, I don't think we're going to stop them. Now, the key is what can we do on our offensive side? Can we make some adjustments, come out here and score on the first drive, cut it to 2 scores, and then you know, a tip ball, fumble, or a penalty, you're right back in it. But if we don't score, if we can't make adjustments to move the ball, and we got to punt it back to them, could be the end of the beginning or the beginning of the end or whatever they call it.
So, but we have a good coaching staff. We Coach Mahaffey has good people around him, and so hopefully we got talking in the halftime right now and finding those keys. You got guys up here in the press box on the other side where we are right now, so they're all watching the game and seeing the same thing we're doing. The thing is, how do you make those adjustments for the Wildcats to be successable?
Yeah, and I think we got to leave one blocker in, and we just got to get Thomas and Young on one-on-one situations and get them the ball. Blake Ross was in here just a few minutes ago. He was a defensive end last year, and he was a little like Lockhart this year. Undersized, but high motor, very tough kid. And they played Catholic last year that was similar in size. And he's like, well, he calls me Big C. He's like, Big C, I was working my tail off. In the first half, I could hold. He said, but by the third quarter, it's just such a big size differential. I think that's what we're dealing with. So we're going to have to get creative. We're going to have to put the kids in position to try to be successful. Like you mentioned about stunting. If everybody stunts to the right and we blitz and they run to the left, they're going to run over us anyways. But if they run to the right and we guess right, then we're going to put them behind the sticks. So I think that's what you might see this second half is some more defensive magic, guys moving around, blitzing linebackers, just trying to create some kind of havoc in the backfield.
I remember a couple of years ago when we went to play Acadiana in the playoff 2 years ago. I was watching the defense, see what we're going to try to do differently because Acadiana was blowing everybody out. What we did was it was an inside slant, so everybody it wasn't even we faking it. We're lined up inside, so everybody just had an inside slant crashing on the inside, and it was just crashing and then blocking down, which kind of freed up the linebackers. You know, still scored 40 points against us, but. Nonetheless, we're trying to do something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
If we see that in the second half, you got to be something. I mean, we can't hold up just playing base defense. Can't do it.
1:15 left in the halftime as both teams are going through their warm-up and stretches. Make sure everybody's ready to go for halftime. The band Legacy has finished. We recognize the football players as well from the junior highs.
And I got a text from a buddy that was saying, this team lost to Scotlandville. So that means Scotlandville's going to kill us. Not necessarily. Scotlandville's a different matchup. Scotlandville's got speed and they got athleticism. They don't have the size that these guys have. And I've mentioned the pregame probably every game this year. Our kryptonite is size on the line of scrimmage. Well, Scotlandville, all those good size, they're not. I don't think I've seen a high school team this big on the line of scrimmage. They're all seniors. They've all been in that weight room, and they are coming after us.
So the Wildcats are finishing up there with their stretches. We'll get to the second half here momentarily. Right now, looking at the clock, there's 23 seconds remaining on the clock. Of course, homecoming week, as we mentioned, coming up for the Wildcats against Denham Springs, and that will be October 29th. And I know, Clint, you've done some research already, so kind of go over some of those days we can expect during homecoming week here at Walker High School.
Well, your daughter was up here, and she was saying how awesome the homecoming festivities are. Monday is Monster Mash. You can dress up as your favorite cartoon or Disney villain. She said she would have been Maleficent. I probably would have been the Incredible Hulk. Who knows? Double Trouble Tuesday, where you dress up with a friend or a trio. You all be the same thing. My favorite, and me and Presley, my child, have been talking about this all week, is Time Warp Wednesday. You got to wear something you've worn before in your life that was your favorite. So like maybe in kindergarten she was a mime. I was like, you got to be the mime. I love the mime. Or if you were Yoda or whatever.
Okay.
Then Thursday is tie-dye. Obviously that one's pretty easy. Everybody wears their favorite tie-dye. And then Friday for the game is school spirit. So you guys do a great job. Since I was here, I mean, homecoming week has been a great week in Walker. We have a homecoming parade. Everybody decorates their float.
That'll be Thursday.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's really cool.
And, of course, the kind of a different caveat here is that the homecoming dance will be on the football field. Because you think about it, we have 2,000 kids here on campus. And if everybody comes to homecoming, which everybody doesn't, but, you got that situation, and then you got kids that could invite somebody from another school or whatever else. So you could have 1,500 kids here, and that really doesn't fit on a gym floor. So we're going to have it outside. Mr. St. Pierre said we're going to get a band as well. So hopefully there's no rain. Hopefully it's a beautiful night, and just have a great time for the kids.
Late in October, you should have some pretty cool weather. As long as it doesn't rain, I think it'll be a good time. The good thing is the field's turf. So as long as it's not raining physically at the time of the dance, you're going to be fine.
East Ascension will have the ball teed up, and we will get the kickoff here. And it will be Ja'Cory Thomas. Hopefully he can get his hands on this one. But nonetheless, a very good kick again, and deep and halfway in the end zone. So Evan Kern doing a great job of kicking. It looks like he's just getting warmed up and put it even deeper than he did in the first half.
Every single kick's been better. He's a quality kicker. And East Ascension, we talked about their schedule. They play Catholic, Dutchtown, Woodlawn, McKinley, and Santa Maria. Not an easy trek. So they knew coming in here they couldn't drop to 0-3. So we're getting their best effort. I mean, they had a bye week for all intents and purposes. It was a bye week, and now they're rolling. Santa Maria's 3-0, Dutchtown's 3-0, Catholic's 4-0. So three of their next 5 games are against undefeated teams. So they definitely need to get this W. And Walker, on the opposite side, we'd like to win it, but it doesn't knock us out of the playoffs if we don't.
With Zachary 4-0 and Live Oak 3-0, Central 3-1, and Denham Springs 2-1, as well as Wildcats 2-1. So here is a fake handoff by Warren Young, and then he pulls it and looks to throw, and he will be brought down. Looks like a busted play there from the get-go.
Yeah, Warren Young kind of snuck in on us. Chris and I were talking. I didn't see Hunter Bethel come out. So maybe he got hit really hard, and they were checking on his neck when they went in for halftime. And it looks like we may see Warren Young the rest of the way.
I'm about to get Dan, check on the sideline and see where Bethel is and his health. Nonetheless, Warren Young remains in at quarterback. They'll put 3 wide receivers to the left. And, of course, Warren Young, more of a threat to run. Good job by the offensive line there of pancaking that block on the left side. Warren Young dances around, and he'll step out of bounds near the 20-yard line. And I would love to see that on replay, that block by the Wildcats. We had a quicker delay on our broadcast.
Lesser delay. Well, Warren Young, you said it. He's more of a threat to run. He's top ends faster than Bethel is, and he can throw just enough to where you can't sell out. So obviously this is a big third down, but this could be something that might help against this team, putting some speed out there at quarterback.
3rd down and 11 now for the Wildcats.
I am anxious to get a report on Bethel.
Warren Young looks being chased. Pass complete to Cecil. Inbounds, and he will be brought down by Alex Lambert.
So we were talking real good about Sam Henry, 63. That was actually supposed to be a screen, and then Warren Young's limited experience at quarterback, he threw it too late. So Sam Henry couldn't contain his block long enough, and that's the guy that tackled him. They actually had a pretty good setup right there. Pretty good call by the offensive coordinator.
4th down and 13. Rea will stand at his own 3-yard line, set to put things off to Broussard. Here's the kick.
Another great
able to put
kick.
a nice foot into it, and no fair catch called for by Broussard, and the Wildcats really made him pay. As a good job of coming down and making a hit as Porter.
Yeah, great job, Andrew Porter, timing that out. If he gets there about a half a second sooner, it's a penalty. If he gets there a half a second later, he gets sidestepped. So great play by number 24, the senior defensive back. And here we go. Big drive for East Ascension. If they throw it more than 0 times, I think it's a mistake. Run the ball, control the clock, and even if you don't get points, you can wear us down. You got a 3-touchdown lead.
10:22 to play in the 3rd quarter. Spartans look to the sideline for the play. Troy Dunn back in there at quarterback for the Spartans. Running back will be Walter Samuel to his left, and the handoff is to Samuel right up the middle, and this time Dane Carpenter there to stop him. Also, big number 95 coming in for the Wildcats, Shane Easley, having a good game.
Yeah, had his name called a lot, Sam Easley. That was a really nice play by Dane Carpenter. Good read, shot the gap, made the tackle in the backfield.
Gain of 2 for the Spartans. Looking at other things, Saturday, October 2nd, cross country will be at Highland Road Park for the St. Joseph's Invitational, and swimming will be at Nicholls State University in Thibodaux for their Invitational. That'll be Saturday. Here's a snap. Again, the give will be to the running back again, Walter Samuel, and the Wildcats defense stopping him right now.
Great adjustments so far. We are selling out. We got guys moving in all kind of different directions. Dane Carpenter, a really good tackle right there. And now, if you're East Ascension, what do? Do you try to throw the ball? I say you run it again.
Monday, October 4th, volleyball will be at Live Oak for a district game. That's starting at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, it'll be 9th graders at 4, JV and varsity. And then Tuesday, October 5th, volleyball will be right here at East Ascension at a home game. And then football, Madison Prep will be a junior varsity game. So a lot of events going on here at Walker High School. We had a little bit of movement there by the right guard. And it's going to be a legal procedure called.
Yeah, that's
well,
not...
Go to Dan. Let's go to Dan. Dan, do you have any information on Hunter Bethel?
Can't hear him.
Dan, you have me down there? Okay, I got you now, Dan. Go.
He's being evaluated for a possible concussion.
Oh, he's going through concussion protocol. Okay, thank you, Dan.
He when he walked off that field, he just didn't look like himself.
Here is the snap to Dunn. Dunn looks downfield, plenty of time, decides to run out of the pocket, and it will be brought down at a gain of about 1, maybe.
Another, also one. Dane Carpenter. Dane's out there in coverage. Who's 27. Marique Hall. Great job of extending the run towards the sideline, which allowed Dane Carpenter to make the tackle, and a huge stop for the Walker defense. With that said, I'm not opposed to what East Ascension did. They ran some time off the clock. They wore us down. They flipped the field. Protect the 3-touchdown lead. That's what they need to do.
Ja'Cory Thomas will go back to his own 10-yard line. So we'll have to see if he can get his hands on a punt and make something happen here. Here is the kick. Thomas will watch it hit out of bounds. So the Wildcats may have it.
At the 11, I thought.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, right on the
exactly where it is, Clint. Good call right there.
Yeah, we got a good angle here in the press box. Great drive. That was another good kick. East Ascension very good on the special teams all night. Now, do you try to run the Wildcat here? Now that you have a different quarterback with 2 different options to run, you can get some kind of running game going. Or when you roll Young out, just run 4 verticals, run 4 or 5 defenders off and see if you can't make somebody miss. But obviously it's a different offense than you would have if you had Hunter Bethel in there. Now, Carson Rocker was the backup quarterback for years. They moved him to free safety, and so now he doesn't play quarterback anymore. So it's going to have to be Warren Young.
Warren Young in at quarterback for the Wildcats. First down and 10. Balls at their own 11-yard line. 8:13 to play in the third quarter. Here is the snap and the give to running back, and met in the backfield almost right as he's been given the handoff. He was trying to run there. You've got C.J. McClendon up there right now trying to get something happening.
Yeah, he was unblocked. The way you run that play, it's a misdirection counter, and you leave one guy unblocked, and you hope your guy can break the tackle. And 33 for East Ascension, that's Rajante Gustav, sophomore, big kid, made a great play.
So we'll bring up a second down from the Wildcat 5-yard line. Here's the snap. Warren Young will take off running, crosses the 10-yard line, makes a move at the 20. Warren Young on his way, and then we have to see if he can beat him. He's at the 40-yard line, one man to beat, and it will be a 95-yard touchdown run, Warren Young.
Just what the doctor ordered. They were playing on the run. He kept it, made one man miss, and I'm telling you, he and Ja'Cory Thomas, when they're in the open field, you are not catching them. East Ascension had 2 guys with an angle and never got within 5 yards. Great job, Warren Young, and we got ourselves a ball game.
95 yards, 20-35 is our score now, as the Wildcats have just scored with 7:15 to play in the third quarter. Wow, what an incredible run there. And of course, that's all they need is that one seam, and then he really took off. Ben McKenzie will do the holding duties for the Wildcats. Kicking Hayden Rhea, the junior kicker for Walker. Here's a snap, better snap, and this one is going to be partially blocked, but it does go through.
Nice job.
As long as it gets through. 21-35. Wildcats have narrowed the gap.
Hey, Rhea, they've been the MVP the whole game with the punting, that extra point. But now we got a 2-touchdown lead, and I don't want to undermine what Hunter Bethel can do. But I've made the comment before when we couldn't get a running game going to throw Warren Young in there because he's just a different animal. I mean, he's just got different, Bethel's more of a thrower, this guy's more of a runner. You saw right there, 95 yards. Their coaching staff is saying, just don't let him score. Like, he's not going to throw it deep. Just keep it in front of you and make a tackle. And he's just that athletic. Big-time play. And now you're forcing East Ascension to make decisions on what do they want to do. Do they want to commit to the run, or do they want to try to get fancy? If they start throwing the ball, we got to create a turnover.
And it's amazing how one play like that can change the whole dynamic of the game and the way it's going to be played, the way it's going to be coached. 7:15 to play. Wildcats 21, Spartans 35. Rhea teeing the ball up here. Continues to be exciting football here by Coach Chad Mahaffey. Wildcats jumping around, showing a little excitement on the field. Squib kick once again. Bounces high at the 20-yard line. Feels it and making a move at the 40. And then the 50-yard line, it finally brought down out of bounds. Running hard is going to be Javier Jupiter.
Well,
and go ahead, Clint.
Yeah, tomorrow in film studies, there's going to be a lot of people in trouble. Patrick McKenzie, my little 17, we had 4 Walker Wildcats surround the runner, and he just let him split the middle. I mean, that can't happen. We had him pinned back at the 30. Now they get the ball in plus territory at the 47.
First down and 10 at the Walker 47-yard line. And we'll have to see how East Ascension Spartans.
My opinion, in general, I'm still running the ball. I'm going until you get within 1 score. I'm running the ball.
Here is Dunn looking, plenty of protection, throws again, on the money.
Great coverage.
Again, Javier Jupiter could have made that catch, but the ball falls incomplete. And of course, a lot of time again for Troy Dunn. He can just sit back there all day long, it seems like.
But this is their weakness. They're not a very good passing team. You notice the touchdown he scored over Porter was underthrown, so then his height came into play. He actually made a good throw, which allowed our cornerback to continue to run and make the play against him. That worked out in our favor. Nice play by Porter.
Second down and 10. They'll motion Hobby to the right, and this time a handoff to Samuel once again. Samuel with 10 yards, 12, 13 now.
Gang tackling, man. He is running hard, still on his feet.
And he goes out of bounds. 13-yard run again by Walter Samuel.
They're bringing in Rayshawn Simmons, who did play defense his freshman and sophomore year. They just need a little bit more speed. They're going to take DiMartino out, who's a good linebacker, just doesn't have the speed that Simmons has. They're trying to get more speed to overcompensate for the lack of size.
Also coming out for the Wildcats, 54, Cato.
Which, hey, man, if you can block our big guys, let's put our little guys out there and see if we can't run around you.
First down and 10. Ball's now at the Walker 34-yard line. Here's a delayed handoff to Samuel. Crosses the 30, and he's at the 20. And little stutter step jumps and scoots into the end zone for a 34-yard touchdown run.
That's a great call. That's an old school draw where you act like you're going to throw and you just turn around and hand it off. It makes the linebackers have to respect the throw. They get a 2-step drop, and now you got this guy barreling down on you. He was just too much to handle.
41-21 is our score now, as the Spartans score once again. Tell you what, if you like a lot of scoring in a football game, this is definitely the game for you.
This is it. And I thought Walker could get to 30, 35. I just didn't think that they were going to give up 60. And East Ascension it's a bad matchup for us. I think the kids are playing hard. I mean, they're not giving up.
Point after touchdown is good, so the Spartans now have a 42-21 lead over the Wildcats with 6:15 to play in the third quarter. Of course, we're always hitting that mark right at about 6 minutes where we can't take our commercial break.
In years past, they've actually kind of had some hindsight where they'd say, hey, 6:15, let's go ahead and take the break.
Yeah.
But all 3 quarters, it's landed at about 6:15, and they played at 3. But let's see the kickoff. I think if the kickoff doesn't go out of the end zone, if we have a run back, they're probably going to take their water break right then. And today is the last day. Chris mentioned you only take a water break in September just because it's so hot down here and humid. They want to give the kids time to get in shape and make sure there's no hydration injuries.
And if you look at the weather, last weekend was fantastic. Next weekend is supposed to be fantastic again.
Really?
The cold front coming through like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
Good.
And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to be fantastic. By the way, no school for Walker High School next Friday because it's Livingston Parish Fair holiday. But there is no fair, but we're still going to keep the holiday. We're still going to have the day off.
They did that, yeah. And I'm ready for the fair to get back. Me and my wife love going to the fair.
Kicks this one out of bounds, so it will be a penalty. So the Wildcats will take it at the 35-yard line.
We'll play one play, I guess. So, yeah, the clock didn't start, so we'll play one play, and then we'll take our hydration break. All right, Chris. Let's see what happens.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats. And they'll have it at the 35-yard. All the Spartans are down there at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, 35. So now you have to respect the threat of run. And one thing Warren Young does have, he has a cannon. So if you can get Ja'Cory Thomas in the slot, man-to-man on a safety, that's what we got right here. You could see some special here.
First down and 10, we'll have to see. We're going to be a handoff to McClendon here. And McClendon will be brought down inbounds as he crosses the 41-yard line. Nice run right there. Gain of about 6.
Yep, very good run. Should be taking our break here. Yep.
Inbound, yep, it's a 6-minute time. And we're going to take our water break. We'll be right back for more Wildcat football on WLFT.
Life's hard. You want to get it right, we want to help. Maybe you feel like Christians are more known for what they're against.
But we want you to know that God is for you, and we are for you.
No matter who you are,
or where you are on life's journey, we have a place for you.
we'd love for you to come and check it out.
Drop, yo.
Welcome back to Walker High School. Crystal Dew along with Clint Carver, Mr. Dan Murphy on the field. Wildcats coming out of the 6-minute timeout here in the third quarter. 42-21, the Spartans lead from Gonzales. Here's Warren Young met in the backfield once again and brought down. We're going to have a late hit. Looks like, first of all, brought down by number 44, and that's going to be Anthony Coleman. But then looks like it's going to be a late hit on number 91, Alex Lambert.
That's a late hit.
Yep. Dan's got it.
All right, Dan, what did you see on that play right there?
I think we got a late hit on East Ascension, so we're going to tackle on 15 there.
Thought it might have been a personal foul.
Personal foul, yeah, late hit.
Automatic first down.
Yeah, Dan likes to tell us that. If for some
We
reason,
got the yardage, yeah, we're good.
yeah, if for some reason it was 2nd and 20, most in high school, college and pro, it's an automatic first down. In high school, it's not. So you'd only get 15 yards. But in this situation, it was a first down anyway. But Young should have handed the ball off.
After the penalty and the yardage, it does equal to a first down for the Wildcats at the 50-yard line now.
Ladner had pulled and opened up a big hole. He should have handed it off that time.
Here is the snap option to the back, and the ball is on the ground, and that is a fumble. Anytime the ball is thrown backwards, it is a fumble, and Warren Young jumps on it.
There's actually 2 places you cannot pitch it when you're the quarterback. You can't pitch it below their knees. You can't pitch it at their face mask, and that's what happened. You can't get your hands around the ball, and he was trying to catch the pitch, hit him in the face mask, and bounced off. And again, that's just inexperience. Warren Young doesn't play a lot of quarterback. He doesn't get first-round snaps.
Yeah, you don't get the timing down on the
that's
snaps.
A tough thing, man. Learning the option. When I played, that's all you ran was the option. So that's all those quarterbacks practiced all day was pitching to the right hand, pitching to the left hand. Warren Young might have done it 5 times in the last 2 years.
And we got an injured Spartan on the field right now as they're tending to him. Looks like number 20 coming up and walking under his own Tyron Turner. And he'll come off for the Spartans, and he's able to walk off on his own power, and that's a great sign.
Yep, and we're wondering, we'll see what happens with Bethel. If he passes all the tests, he could be back Friday. If there's any worry at all, then he has to go into what you call the protocol, and it's going to be 2 weeks at a minimum. So I'm hoping it's just his neck and not his head, not a concussion, and the pain is causing him trouble to where he can't go in, but it's not a concussion. That's what I'm hoping for.
2nd down and 12 now. 5:02 to play in the third quarter. Wildcats look to the side for the play. Warren Young throws this time, complete to McClendon at the 50-yard line. Gain of about 3, but man, one man to beat there, and McClendon can go, but he's brought down at the 50-yard line.
The problem was that one man is number 7, Kendrick Broussard. He came into this game leading in tackles, 20 tackles in 2 games from the free safety position. That's his 4th tackle tonight. He's just a tackler. All Warren had to do, McClendon had to do was break 1 tackle, and Broussard didn't allow it to happen.
3rd down and 9. Warren Young can throw the ball. It's not like he's a backup who has no experience throwing the ball. And it's not like a backup that Coach Mahaffey doesn't have any confidence in either. They'll run the counter action, and they'll hand it off to McClendon, and he'll gain maybe 2 yards, and it'll be an interesting call right here. Clint, you're going to go for it?
Well, them running the ball tells me they're going to go for it. So if they weren't going to go for it, they'd have thrown it. So now they run it. They cut the distance in half, and now you can open up your whole playbook. You can run a screen. You can run it out. You can run the ball. If it's me, I'm probably rolling Warren Young out to the top of the screen and just give him an option to run or throw. But you got Ja'Cory Thomas in the slot being covered by a smaller safety.
4th down and 7 for Walker. And looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. We'll have to see if they try to draw him off sides. Also try to get some of that yardage back. And they don't, and the ball is on the ground as looks like Brock Rogers lost the handle on it. Of course, when you're out there playing and it gets so humid and sweaty out there, could have lost the handle on it, and the Spartans have it, and it'll be a first down as the Wildcats will give it up on downs.
Give yourself a chance. They actually ran the play I wanted.
That's an illegal snap. That's a no play. It's an illegal snap, guys.
All right, Dan said it's an illegal snap, so why was that play illegal, Dan?
Because it's blown dead, it's a snap. An illegal snap kills the play. There's no doubt, so we're going to mark on 5 and replay 4.
He probably twitched his hand like it didn't get off the ground.
Okay.
So it's a dead ball. But now they can't run the play. See, 9 at the bottom of the screen runs a post. Thomas in the slot runs a corner, and the guy that's covering him is the small safety. Well, now they got 7 on him. So they had the right play call, just couldn't get the snap off.
So the Wildcats are going to go for it again with
gonna
4th down and 12.
They're going to throw it up to Thomas.
Well, you think it's going to be a quick kick here?
Just throw it up.
And there's the throw, and it's going to be incomplete.
See, I was hoping he would throw it down here to Thomas.
Yeah.
And that's probably who they warned him to throw it to. They run a cluster to the middle to draw everybody in, and they got Thomas one-on-one. They used to do it with Brian Thomas. But, again, Warren's inexperience. Right there at 4th and 13, you want to throw it to your best player. Throw it as high and as far as you can. So they turn over on downs. Down 21, and now East Ascension can kind of lean on this clock a little bit.
2:58 to play in the third quarter. They'll have the ball at the Walker 48-yard line, 1st down and 10. Troy Dunn remains in at quarterback. They'll put Ja'Cory Johnson back in at tailback. Here is the handoff to Johnson. He will try the right side, dancing around. Wow, it looked like he did a little split, but they said he didn't actually touch the ground.
If his knees didn't touch the ground, then it was his forearm. His forearm probably touched the ground. And then he's dead. Your forearm is like your knees.
2nd down and...
Yep, there you go.
All right, Dan, what is your interpretation of the rule about getting tackled? Go say it again, please.
I said, as John Madden used to say, 1 forearm equals 2 knees, I guess.
That's right.
All right, here is the 2nd down play. Johnson will go to the left side, and he will get enough for another Spartan 1st down, as the Spartans are really doing a good job of running the ball here tonight.
Yeah. I think East Ascension is going to match up well against Santa Maria. Santa Maria's 3-0 and they beat us, but they don't have the size. I think Catholic's going to give East Ascension a lot of fits because the size won't matter. I think Dutchtown will match up with them. They're going to have to make a run at Woodlawn, McKinney, and Santa Maria to run this thing out. And obviously, if they beat us, we want them to win. Catholic and Dutchtown are the only two that I really see giving them trouble.
1st down and 10 now. Looks like a busted play there by Dunn as I think Dunn had something in his mind, like he was going to fake a handoff, and no back was there, made a turn, and then all of a sudden we got a big sack. Maurice Hall coming in for the sack for the Wildcats.
Yeah, you could tell when he turned there was no running back there, so somebody was out of communication. So Maurice Hall doesn't have to fall for the play action because there's nobody there, so he just pins his ear backs and come flying. Really a pretty good open field tackle. They may be waiting until the clock runs down there, and they're going to call a timeout.
1:10 remaining in the third quarter. There's 8 seconds on the play clock as East Ascension has the ball at the Walker 37-yard line, and now they call timeout.
So
as
calling the
Troy
time,
Dunn looks at the play clock and he looks at the official and calls timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 remaining. Walker will have 3 timeouts.
I thought they did it on purpose. So they were taking so long. I thought it was one of those where they're just going to let the play clock run down. They inevitably took the timeout, but I don't think the coach wanted to. You got to get the play in faster than that.
Again, Saturday, October 2nd, cross country will be at Highland Road Park for the St. Joseph's Invitational. Swimming will be at Nicholls State University in Thibodaux for their Invitational. Monday, October 4th, volleyball will play versus Live Oak away. Tuesday, October 5th, volleyball will play versus East Ascension at a home game. And football will play Madison Prep at a home game, and that'll be a 9th grade and a junior varsity game. Thursday, October 7th, volleyball will play Doyle at Doyle. That will be an away game. And the Hall of Fame banquet will be held at the Walker High School cafeteria on Thursday, October 7th. Friday, October 8th will be the varsity football game against Scotlandville, and that's when the Hall of Fame will be recognized on the football field for Scotlandville.
All good stuff. The volleyball team right now is just outside the playoffs, looking in about 37. They had a game tonight when I was coming to the production meeting. I saw them playing. If they got a win there tonight, then they could have bumped up to maybe the 32nd. But they're going to have to win some games in district to end up making the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row.
2nd down and 21 now for the Wildcats. I'm sorry, for the Spartans, excuse me. And here is Dunn throwing, and he hits hard, and they're going to call roughing the passer on the interception now. So the Wildcats intercept. It's going to be Chandler Henry with an interception, but we're going to get roughing the passer as the Wildcats come in and hit Dunn. And
See, let's go down to Dan.
Dan?
I didn't think he hit him late, but I thought he might have tried to hit him with the crown of his helmet.
Dan, what did you see on the late hit there, sir?
That was, it was close. I wouldn't have minded if he wouldn't have thrown it, but, he bailed the quarterback out there. But look, when the quarterback's scrambling like that and just even it up like that, you probably got to be a little smarter than that.
Okay.
Yeah, and DiMartina did a great job. He had nobody to cover. When the quarterback broke outside the pocket, his job is to rush. He made him throw it and air it, and we get the interception. And now, I'm like, Dan, I wish he wouldn't have called that. I mean, you got a 6'4", 210-pound quarterback, gets hit in the chest as he's throwing it. I don't know, man. That's a big turn of events, as Walker would have had the ball 1st and 10 inside their own 10. But now it's first down to East Ascension, and they get the clock moving, they get the defense moving.
I personally think it was the right call, on the late hit on the quarterback. Trying to protect the quarterback. You'd want it to happen to our quarterback as well to be protected. So, anyway, handoff to Johnson. He'll try the right side right up the middle, and the defense stiffens as the Wildcats come up and make the stop here. Gain of about maybe 1 yard.
Shane Eastley has not been starting? Because, I've said his name 15 times tonight, 95, but I don't have him marked down as a starter or an everyday player. But I'm telling you what, whatever the reason is, that kid's been on the field all day and playing really, really well.
Yes, he is. 15 seconds remain in the third quarter, so it looks like it'll be the last play of the third quarter. And we'll take our commercial break as soon as this quarter is over. We have 5 seconds now. 3, 2, 1, 0. So that's the end of the third quarter. Your score, Wildcats 21 and the Spartans 42. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Wildcat football on WLFT.
Defense is tired.
I didn't know where to start to buy my first house. I knew there were things I needed from the house itself, but I wasn't looking for a house. I was looking for a home to raise my family. I like that Aaron and Joni took the time to educate me on the home buying and selling process, so I knew I was making the right decision for my family. They're both raising their families here, so they knew exactly where I needed to raise mine.
Hey, I'm Aaron. And I'm Joni. And we can't wait to work with you.
The Ivy Foundation of Alpha Kappa Alpha Gamma 8 Omega chapter has more than 80 years of service to the Baton Rouge community.
For the generous gift from Jerry Lane Chevrolet, the Ivy Foundation will raffle off a 2021 Chevrolet Blazer. Raffle tickets are $10 each, and the winner will be announced on July 17th.
Join the Ivy Foundation and Jerry Lane Chevrolet in our quest to improve the community of Baton Rouge.
Contact us today to purchase your tickets.
Welcome back to Walker High School. Chris Ledoux along with Clint Carver, Dan Murphy on the field. Fourth quarter starts right now with a handoff to Johnson, dancing around the left side. And he will be brought down at about the 26-yard line.
This is definitely 4-down territory. So they got 2 plays to get 5 yards. We are in the fourth quarter, so every play gets you 40 seconds off the clock if you run it. You asked the Atlanta Falcons if what a 3-touchdown can evaporate like that. So, East Ascension's got to be smart, continue to eat the clock up. Don't get too arrogant and try to do something special. Take every 40 seconds you can get.
Play clock down to 7 now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they do get it off. Here is the quick pass up the middle. The hot route looks like it's going to be complete to Joseph Hobby for a first down.
That was a really good call. Not saying I'd have done it, but the old, that's what Nebraska used to do. They'd run. They would fake run and just hit that tight end right over the middle. Great call, first down, East Ascension. Good job by Dunn letting the clock run down to 0 before he snapped it. The reference I was making earlier by the Atlanta Falcons is they were leading 28-3 starting the fourth quarter against the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl and lost. So leads can't evaporate when you don't know how to control the clock.
First down and goal. Ball is just inside the 10-yard line. They'll put a man in motion. Johnson to the right, makes a move, still on his feet, running hard. It will be a 10-yard touchdown run for Corey Johnson.
Looked like 35. Trevion Thomas ended up getting him to the ground, but he was already in the end zone. And now you're starting to kind of realize that it's going to be tough.
21-48 is our score, as the Spartans have scored again. Evan Kern set the kick once more. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is no good. So Kern misses for the first time tonight. You score Wildcats 21 and the Spartans 48 with 10:33 to play in this game.
It looks like DiMartino is on the medical bench getting looked at. It looks like he might be taking his shoulder pads off. You got Bethel, who's out with concussion protocol. Now you got to start thinking, keep your guys healthy. Keep your guys healthy. I'm not saying bring in the second string at all, but
yeah, DiMartino has a bag of ice wrapped around his left ankle there. They're pulling out some crutches for him right now, looks like, as well.
Yep.
This training staff here from North Oaks Clinic does a great job. Mr. Anthony Bayham runs a class and, teaches the kids how to be trainers here, and they do a great job, and hopefully Ryan DiMartino is going to be okay.
Yeah, funny part is that's what Hunter Bethel did. The 2 years he didn't play football, he was learning how to be an athletic trainer. Then he had to hang up his tape and pull out his cleats, come out of retirement for us.
Tell you what, we've been lucky with the weather here. We've had a little bit of rain, but then it slacked off, and then it's been dry all night here for this football game. This one gets kicked into the end zone midway again. So I'll tell you what, Kern doing a good job of kicking for East Ascension.
There's a kind of a code of ethics with coaches. If you think a game's getting out of hand, you'll kind of give each other the nod and you'll play your second team. It's a pride swallowing thing. I don't see Coach Mahaffey doing it yet. I mean, technically the game's still in, doable, but I'm wondering if it gets to a point where he starts taking out Warren Young, maybe let Landon Wagensback take the quarterback position, sophomore JV quarterback. Because if Warren Young goes down in mop-up duty, that's not going to do well for Walker moving forward.
Right. First down and 10. Wildcats at their own 20-yard line. 10:33 to play in the fourth quarter. Warren Young Jr. in at quarterback. And he'll take it to the left side and makes another move at the 40-yard line. He's at the 50. Can he make one more move? And then no, he goes out of bounds. And they're going to say it's first down inside Spartan territory at the 47.
I mean, he is a special athlete. We've got athletes at the skill position. We can score with anybody. I mean, this dude can play. We haven't seen Ja'Cory Thomas touch it other than the reverse. They probably need to find a way to try to get in his hand in space. What a great job by Warren Young.
First down and 10. They'll go two backs on either side of Warren Young. Here's a fake handoff to Simmons. And he throws. He has Ja'Cory down the field and just overthrown. He said he had Thomas just out of his reach.
I'm going to tell you, it's Thomas's fault, but not really. Thomas slowed down because he's thinking, I got to be outrunning this kid's arm. So he slows down, and Warren Young showed you his arm and out overthrew him. So that's just not being on the same page, not playing a lot together. But smart by Thomas to even think of that. Say, hey, I'm so far open. Let me slow down so he can give me this ball. Well played. Just didn't execute.
Second down and 10 now. at the 47 of the Spartans. Misdirection, counteraction here. Simmons on the carry. See if he can make the corner. And still dancing around, trying to get out of bounds, and he does. We'll have to see, very close to a first down. We'll have to see where they mark him here. And they're going to say first down for the Wildcats.
Yep. It's a good football team. A lot of positives. Just not a very good matchup this game. And just like that, that's an easy pickup of 12 or 15.
9:56 to play. Wildcats offense making something happen here.
You got Patterson at the top of your screen, man-to-man by himself.
And here is the handoff to Simmons once again, making it a dance around the 30-yard line. 25, still on his feet, and they'll stop him at the 22-yard line. 1 yard short of, they're going to say, a first down. Okay. Looked like they were marking him at the 22. He needed to get to the 21.
Warren Young's ability to run is not allowing the defensive line to come in relentless, and we're getting some space, and it's starting to pay off.
And we have a movement up at the top of the screen there. Number 3 is going to be Jarvis Patterson with a false start. They'll back him up 5 yards after the flinch.
Coach Mahaffey sounds like a broken record when he interviews for the paper. It's always, we've got to stop the negative plays. And that's a negative play. You're moving, you're rolling, you work on this every day, and then you jump. False start. Back you up 5 yards.
That's a good-looking picture there by the students here at Walker High School. You got the Golden Wildcats. You also have the cheerleaders all together, the color guard.
Looked like my 2 kids were in it, too, together. I'm going to have to get a copy of that.
Here is Warren Young looking, throwing a little bit behind, and had Cecil and he had Thomas as well. If that ball would have just been deflected a little bit higher, Noah Cecil could have had it in the end zone for a touchdown.
I think Cecil was the guy that was open. He probably should put a little more air under it, but hey, he's doing a good job for his limited action, and that was actually pretty good fundamentals of throwing it. Just threw it behind the receiver.
I'll tell you what, Ethan Lander, Sam Henry, Brock Rogers, Roman King, and Mason Ball doing a great job of blocking up front.
I haven't mentioned Ball yet, the right tackle. He has been blocking to the whistle on every play. 58.
Second down now. They'll hand it to Simmons. No, Warren Young will keep it. Trying to make something happen, but the pocket breaks down, and he'll be sacked for a big loss again. They'll bring up third down and long.
Seeing right there, if he just runs it, he takes it to the left side. He's only got one man to beat. I don't think that guy could catch him. I think there's something here with Warren Young at quarterback. I mean, he would obviously have to be a more accurate thrower, but when he watches film, if he gets that same play again next week, he's going to run it, and he's going to run it for about 20 yards.
Jones comes back in for the Spartans as Alex Lambert goes out. Third down and long now. Here's a fake handoff. Warren Young will dance around at the left side, takes off running, and he will have, it'll be very close to a first down. Looks like gained about 16 on that one. And they're going to say first down.
Chris, think of it if you're the defensive coordinator for the other team. It's very scary to have a guy like Warren Young in there. He's so fast and so athletic, and he can throw just enough to keep you honest. And now it's just opening up so many more avenues for the Walker offense.
Here's a handoff. Trying to make something happen. Simmons dancing around, spins, and he is in. 10-yard touchdown run for Simmons.
Great drive. Great drive. Forget about the score. They drove it down the throat. Well done. It does look like there's been a few subs on defense, but not a total sub. So that's a very good drive by the Walker offense.
27-48 is our score.
Just that threat of Warren Young running. And that's what football saw when they went to the athletic quarterback about 15 years ago. It was like you had one more option to run, it opens up the entire playbook.
Ray set to kick this one. Here is the kick. It's up, and it is good. So with 7:57 to play in this contest, your score, Wildcats 28 and East Ascension 48.
So we're down 3 scores, but more than that, that's some positive. The last 2 drives have been impressive, especially with Warren Young at quarterback. When you look at teams like Live Oak, they're 3-0. but they have played a soft schedule. They don't have a lot of speed. Denham Springs, bigger team, not a lot of speed. They could start putting in a package with Warren Young at quarterback. I'm not saying ditch, Hunter Bethel, because he can stretch the field and he's very accurate. But if you could have a few packages where just the threat of him coming in there and running, and truth be told, Hunter Bethel was one of the better athletes on the team. He could. It's not like he's Drew Brees. When Warren Young comes in, you don't have to throw him out there and be a decoy. He could run a H-back or something like that. For the onside kick, it looks like.
They'll send Jupiter back, number 13, and of course they'll bring all the kickoff return people up toward the 50-yard line. Wildcats have it teed up like it's going to be an onside kick. And we'll have to see how Rhea can dig this one into the ground and then get a bounce. Here it is. There's a bounce, and then the Spartans covered up at the 50-yard line. A little bit short of the 50-yard line, but again, once the ball is kicked, the receiving team can touch it at any yard, but the kicking team, the ball has to go 10 yards before they can touch it, unless the receiving team touches it first.
That's right. And 24 for East Ascension, sophomore Tanner Stanga. He was in charge of blocking, and he took on 2 huge hits from Dane Carpenter. Lived to tell about it. Well, that was kind of the last shot. I mean, technically, East Ascension could literally kneel on the ball and let the clock run. They got their second-team quarterback in. They got a couple of their second-team receivers in. Looks still like the first-team offensive line for the most part.
Chasson in at wide receiver, number 30 for the Spartans. Also number 18, Chris Carcese.
Carcese, that's what we're going to go with.
In at quarterback. Here's the handoff, and they're going to stop this one. We have a timeout on the field. Timeout Spartans before the snap.
I think we've learned something as a defense. When the coaches watch this film, the things they've done in the second half have been productive. Where it's kind of like we're losing, so let's just throw a whole bunch of stuff at them. Well, I like that. I mean, you got enough speed in the back end to tackle any big plays. But let these guys pin their ears back and go get them. I think moving forward, you might see some more of that from our defensive front. Instead of just trying to play straight up with guys, let's do some of the stuff we've done in the second half. Defensive coach, Coach Dotson, I believe, Doug Dotson, done a great job adjusting. And I think he's going to move forward and do a lot of the same stuff. Because I think, I don't know how we're going to match up Skylandville next week, but Live Oak, Central, Denham, those 3 games are all very winnable. If you get to 5 wins, you're going to be a pretty solid playoff team.
Look at the power rankings right now. Walker comes at number 13 with a 2-1 record. Number 1 is North Shore 3-0. Number 2, West Monroe 2-1. Natchitoches Central 4-0 at number 3. Santa Maria number 4 3-0, and Central number 5 at 3-1. Of course, as the season continues to play out, they'll be jockeying up and down, and everything will settle down come week 8, 9, 10.
And as a coach that's lived through the power ranking decade, you want to be a high seed, but then when you start to get into the season, you realize, okay, that's not our goal now. Now our goal is to make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And you got to win any game. You got a chance to win, because the way the PowerPoints work in football, you could technically go 4-5 and make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You could really go 3-6 depending on who you play. And with our schedule, that could actually happen. So, Scotlandville, Live Oak, Denham, these are games that it's one at a time. You got to try to win as many as you can, and then hope everybody else wins out.
7 seconds on the play clock for the Spartans. We have to see if they can get this one off. 3, 2, 1, 0, and they do get it off. Hand off to Johnson. He'll try the right side, and
now they're going to blow it dead.
Now they're going to blow it dead, and they have a flag going to be placed at the 47-yard line, and they're going to say dead ball illegal procedure against the Spartans.
Well, everybody was moving, like you said, it was down to 1 second, and guys were still moving. I was hoping they wouldn't let that play go, and I'm glad they caught it. East Ascension head coach Darnell Lee.
We appreciate East Ascension also giving us the stats as we requested, the starting lineup, the easy-to-read roster. So thank you very much to Coach Lee there for all the information on your team.
Yeah, we can only be as good as the information we have, and we were glad to see them walk it up here before the game.
And, of course, we're just trying to promote football here. Here is the handoff to Johnson. He'll go to the left side, and he'll be brought down inbounds. Running hard, Ja'Cory Johnson, the junior running back.
Yeah, and 24, Andrew Porter. Nice tackle. Got a little pat from coach right there. I mean, you got to be tough when you're that size. Just stick your head in there and take somebody on going full speed. Well done. Kids have played hard all game. Now he's got to take a break. They're going to bring in Olivier.
And the Spartans will milk the clock here. Of course, Coach Lee's trying to make this clock go down to, trying to get out of here with a win. 6:04, 6:03, 6:02, 6:01. And then we're going to blow the whistle now and stop the game for the water break. So it's time for our 6-minute water break. We'll take a break. We're watching Wildcat football on WLFT.
Hey, my name is George, and I love the Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets. It's like me grilling at home. It tastes very similar to that, except the seasoning. I probably can't season it as well as Chick-fil-A.
Hello, you know us. We're a Little League baseball team.
And since we can't drive ourselves to practice,
our parents need a safe vehicle to get us here on time.
That's why they choose Jerry Lane Chevrolet, a family-owned dealership with a huge selection.
If you're looking for a big league dealership that treats you like one of the team,
you can count on Jerry Lane.
Welcome back to Walker High School. Chris Ledoux along with Clint Carver. And there's the view of the kids back at the studio. And all those guys and girls putting together this broadcast for you. See, we have a real studio here at Walker High School, and all those kids are working the computers. They're working the switcher. There's Mr. Hilburn right there. They're having a good time when they're bringing you this game. But as you can tell, all Walker High School students right there, one person working the commercial, one person working the audio, one person working the video, one person in charge of the scoreboard, one person telling the kids where to go to line up for all the cameras. So this is 100% a digital media class by Walker High School. And I'm so glad we got that shot on our screen.
To say, that's the coolest thing we've done since we've been here. That was awesome.
Yeah, so we have a pass that's going to be complete into the flat, and making the catch, but not being able to keep his feet is going to be Joseph Hobby. That was really cool to show the studio.
Yeah, but I'm glad Mike did that. You saw it right there. That wall of monitors, those two stairs.
Yeah.
If you've never seen a production studio, it's real. I mean, those screens have 50 screens within them, and the kids are clicking stuff, and they're going to this, and you can. It's like a real production. They're hollering back, go to camera 3, and for them to be able to do that, and Michael to be able to bring those guys into your living room, that's awesome.
That is really cool. You've heard me say, I say it every single game, that the kids do everything, and now to actually get the video proof of it, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Here we go, first down and 10, handoff to Johnson. Once again, we have a flag that's going to fly at the 34-yard line. But
brought down by number 95, Shane Eastley.
We're going to go down to Dan. Dan, what'd you see?
The 6'7" left tackle, number 75, just engulfed his opponent, just took him to the ground.
Just tackled him.
All right.
6'6" left tackle, 75. That's Javon Richardson. He is a good-looking football player, but still can't hold right there. A lot of positives today, Chris. I know it looks like we're going to be on the losing side, and nobody hates losing more than me. But if you're looking at it as a season long, knowing what you had coming in, I think there were some positives to take out of here. Not a lot of penalties, not a lot of dumb penalties, and not a ton of negative plays. They were still there, but not as bad as they've been in the weeks before. So that's a positive. Thought special teams have been really good.
First down and 18 inside of 5 minutes to play in this contest. Waiting for the play clock to get below 5 before he snaps it, and he does. Johnson on the carry again, and Carcese reigns in at quarterback.
Patrick McKenzie, baseball player who is one of my favorite people. He's number 17, sophomore safety. and he just got blocked by number 75. So that's 6'6", 270 versus 5'5", 145. And I just want to commend all the defense, but like guys like Patrick McKenzie, Andrew Porter, these undersized guys have just been going at them all game and not giving up, and it's impressive.
4 minutes and 12 seconds remain. Carcese in at quarterback will go under center. Gets the snap. Little toss to Johnson on the left side.
Lockhart, 46 on the tackle. And they gave the official tackle to Hoover.
And going back to that shot of the studio, you can tell they are having a blast. I mean, they're working and they're all learning, but at the same time, man, they are having a blast bringing you this game, and you could tell the excitement on all the kids' faces that they enjoy what they're doing. And of course, the teacher, Mr. Michael Hilbun, does a great job of of being a great teacher, but getting everybody that experience and having a good time too.
Yeah, that was really neat.
Third down and long now. Here's a pass up the middle, and just out of the reach is going to be incomplete. Good coverage there by Chandler Henry for the Wildcats. We'll bring up a fourth down now.
Really good coverage. That's a pretty good throw by this junior quarterback, but great coverage by Henry. Going back to the kids in the studio, it shows diversity in the world. I'm not a fan of bullying, as nobody is, but it really bothers me when certain kids pick on certain kids. And, just because you're not an athlete or just because you're not in the band doesn't mean you can't be a part of a program that's impressive. These kids, now there's a couple in there that are athletic, but for the most part, they're just kids that like computers. They like, production. They love each other. They're such a good group, and you saw it right there. I mean, you can't fake that. That was really neat.
Here is a punt. Let's see if this one goes into the end zone, and it does. Well, let's see if it goes out of bounds. There wasn't a back judge back there to see whether it went out of bounds or not, but the line judge back there is going to say that it was through the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Yep. So I think Walker's probably content with just running a few plays. They're probably try to get Warren Young maybe in some space, but right here we're just trying to get out healthy.
3 minutes to play in this contest. Spartans lead 48-28. Next game for the Wildcats will be next Friday right here at home again. Scotlandville will be a Hall of Fame game. Scotlandville comes in 1-2, but playing some very tough opponents. And East Ascension will play at Catholic next Friday.
Didn't we just start our Hall of Fame here at Walker? Isn't that a new thing?
Like the last 2 or 3 years, yes.
I'm glad to see that. I know Denham started a handful of years ago, and I like to see these people recognized for contributions they've given to the school and the community.
Ja'Cory Thomas gets the ball, and then now he's going to reverse his field, and he crosses the 30-yard line and hit hard and brought down out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. First down and 10.
Yep, that's starting safety. Keith Thomas brings him down. That was a hard hit there on the sideline.
2:46 to play in the contest.
I like this offense. I like multiple options to run the football. Guys going left and right, not real fancy, just kind of grit your teeth and go hit somebody. And I think that's what fits these guys. This has been a very fun second half.
McClendon on the handoff, tries the left side. And coming up and making another stop, Kendrick Broussard, very athletic cornerback, defensive back for the Spartans.
He's everywhere. I'm still torn on East Ascension as moving forward. Obviously, I don't want to play them again. But teams, I think, that can match them up front with size, I think East Ascension might get exposed in the back secondary with guys that can hold the line. But we'll see how this plays out, because they're going to be a low seed because they're just going to have too many losses. They're going to upset somebody with their size.
Second down and 9 now. Here's the pass, and just a little bit more timing on it as the defender went down on the far side of the field. We have to see if he's okay because he's still down right now.
Yeah, it looked like he got crossed up on the out and up, and non-contact injuries are always the scariest. But I don't think Warren Young saw it. So he was throwing it to a spot. Had he seen the guy fall down, he could have reassessed and gave the throw. Could be just a
Right.
cram now. He's hopping off. 27, that's Lamar Bolden, sophomore.
1:52 to play. They'll start the clock again, and it looks like we're like a modified running clock here as the clock continues to roll.
I think it's 20 or more in the fourth quarter. They have the option to do that.
So 20 or more in the fourth quarter, the referees can just say, we're going to run it no matter what you say?
I think Dan says it's an agreement. I don't think we may not agree to it because the coaches are talking to the refs. See if Dan knows what's going on.
Dan, looks like the pass was incomplete, but the clock continues to roll. Any ruling on whether they can have a running clock without the coach's permission?
No, you have to have both coaches' permission. Now, some white hats will run it regardless, but it's better off if you do get both coaches' permission. And I said, there's only a couple of coaches that will deny it. And what's a 20-point game? You just want to get out of here injury-free at this point.
Looks like
All right.
our coach
Thank you,
was
Dan.
one that denied it. Yeah.
They put the 1:52 back on the clock. So,
but Dan's told me that in pregame with me before. He said that's something they usually ask the coaches beforehand.
here is a pass to Thomas, and he fumbles. It was a reception and a fumble. Got the beanbag at the 31-yard line, signifying a fumble. And it'll bring up a fourth down for Walker.
And Ja'Cory Thomas is a superb athlete. I think he's going to have to get to a point where his first 3 steps are up the field. Like he caught that ball and he started dancing. Well, when you're dancing, you're not fast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Brian was great at that. He could take 3 steps and get on your inside leverage and then make a move. But you got to get up the field as fast as you can after you catch it.
I used to watch Reggie Bush for the Saints, and he would do that, and he would make those moves and make people miss. But when you do more than one juke, one way or the other, then you just standing still.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You make one move, and then you go the other way, and then that's what's most successful. Here's Warren Young, and he will be brought down at the 28-yard line after a fourth down, and Wildcats will give it up on downs with 56 seconds remaining in this contest.
Should be able to kneel it twice for East Ascension victory formation. And they'll get out of here with a very well-played win, very well-deserved. Hard-fought game on both sides. Forget about the score. I thought Walker played to the whistle on every snap. I just wish that, let me see, where am I at here? Oh, the Live Oak and the Scotlandville game were switched. I really think we match up well against Live Oak. I don't know how we're going to do against Scotlandville. I guess we'll see.
But remember, Live Oak's undefeated as well.
Yep, they
3-0. Mr. Blaine Westmoreland, my good friend over there, is the head football coach at Live Oak. And EA will snap the ball and kneel on it, get the clock rolling again. And look like they'll make them snap it one more time. Once it's inside of 40 seconds, they're able to snap it one more time, and this game will be over. But plenty of good football on the way. And, of course, after this next home game versus Scotlandville, the Wildcats will then be on the road at Live Oak October 15th, at Central October 22nd, home versus Denham Springs October 29th. Last game of the year will be November the 5th at Zachary, and Zachary undefeated, of course, multiple-time state champions. 15 seconds remain in this one, and it looks like the Spartans are going to be on their way to a victory here. They're going to win this game 48-28, and the Wildcats will drop to 2-2, and the Spartans will improve to 1-2.
Yep, that's a big win for East Ascension because they've got a tough schedule. We got to get through Scotlandville. We can beat them. I mean, we match up better with speed than we do with size. Hopefully Hunter Bethel's healthy and back. If not, we see we've got another option that can at least run the football and move it. And then we get into district. And I really believe 4 wins get you in the playoffs. We already have 2. But you're going to have to win one of the next one. And you mentioned Zachary. I know for a fact that's one of the best teams Zachary's had in the last 20 years. And that, my friend, is saying a ton.
That is a lot.
I
Yes,
mean, that
absolutely.
is a talented area. And Coach Brewer at Zachary, he knew that this year was going to be his year. And I don't want no part of them. I mean, they're really good. So me personally, if I take that one off the page, then you're going to have to beat Live Oak Central Denham, somebody like that you match up well with, maybe Scotlandville, and then you get in the playoffs, and then you don't know what's going to happen.
So the Wildcats score 56, and then they also score 60 points, and then score 28 here. So still scoring a lot of points, but then we got to make sure we shore up that defense for the time to come. But the Wildcats lose a tough one here, but this is the tune-up. You got 3 seasons. You got preseason, then you have the pre-district season, you have district, and then you have the playoffs.
That's
So the Wildcats will start district next week versus Scotlandville, and the game will be at home. But we can't ask for much more to have a home game, and the weather's going to be fantastic as well.
And Coach Ricard at Scotlandville and Coach Collins, I believe, is what's the big guy's name?
Yeah, Cecil.
Yeah, I call him Cecil Collins because of the running back. Cecil Thomas, former Walker guys. There's going to be a little bit of a, we look at a little edge on it, but Scotlandville's talented. The quarterbacks being recruited, they got 3 or 4 Division I recruits on their team, so it's not going to be an easy win, but it's a different matchup. We've mentioned it today. They're not quite as big as these guys were. So, do some razzle-dazzle. I think we've got the better coaching staff. We'll see what happens. And then district starts. In our schedule, with the wins these guys have put up, Live Oak being 3-0, Denham being 2-1, Central with 3 wins, you're going to get power points from those guys. So I believe 4 wins gets us in. So we got to find 2 wins in the next 5 games. Is that how many we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. We got to go 2 and 3 at a minimum. You do anything better than that, it's just going to be really good.
And then, of course, it depends on East Ascension as well. If they continue to win, that helps us as well, too. The more power points. It's all based on your power points and where you're seated and things like that. So right now the Wildcats came in seated number 13. Of course, they'll drop after this loss, but nonetheless. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in. If you've tuned in on channel 30.1 or ETEL 130, our friends in Ascension Parish, and of course Cox 117, and of course anywhere in the world you're able to watch this game, friends and family, make sure you tell them we're no longer on FaceTube, we're now on YouTube, and you can search Walker High TV on YouTube, look for the logo, and you can watch it. We have a laptop in here, and then Clint's able to watch the game, we're able to watch it, and it serves like a replay system for us. So if you're watching on television at home, you can also bring it up on YouTube, and that's a good little trick. And whenever you want to see the replay, you can just glance at YouTube, and you'll be able to see a replay. And we're getting the replay system put in too. A lot of the good things happen.
The replay system is another machine. I learned that today. The machine had to be sent off, and with the hurricane and things, it was hard to get shipped back. But until then, the YouTube is about an 8-10 second delay. So if you're watching it on TV versus YouTube or live versus YouTube, that's how we were using it as the replay system. So great. I thought the performance by the staff was better today. It was better last week than it was the week before that, and so on. They're just going to keep getting better. Very clean game. I thought the referees did a good job. East Ascension very classy. Just a really good night for football. Although we came out on the losing end, it was a lot of positives out here.
So a good job by this digital media class of bringing you all the action. If you see all these sideline views, a lot of the kids using their own personal cell phones. They have a certain app or a certain network they're using to do it. Of course, you saw all the girls and guys back in the studio doing a fantastic job of bringing you this football game, from the commercials to the audio and the video, running all our cables in here. And then we had some microphone problems, and they come in here and they're fixing everything and moving stuff around. So, guys, if we would love to explain what happens during a typical broadcast. It seems like nothing goes right. We always got something going wrong, but the kids are always there to fix everything that happens. And we're just so happy and so thankful to be able to bring you the quality broadcast that we do. And remember, this is 15 and 16-year-old kids. This is not 30 and 40-year-old men who's been doing this for 20 years.
Last week I couldn't be here, but I have the group text. So my phone is blowing up, and there's just chaos. Michael's saying, I need this, and Chris said, but I'm watching the game on TV, and it's like, you can't tell.
You can't tell anything's
just
going on.
Today I was doing a handstand so the guy could come underneath my stool to fix the wires, and I'm crooked, and Chris is trying to get out the way, and we're still running it to the left. There's Warren Young, touchdown. Yeah, so if we fight through it, they do a good job, and it just kind of adds to the fun.
And so Coach Mahaffey there talking to his players right now. You see him, the one standing up with the visor on, and of course, encouraging the guys to keep their heads up. And we're gonna come back next week, have a good week of practice. Of course, good weather again for the game. Nothing like coming to a Wildcat football game right here in Wildcat Stadium. So make your plans to come out. And if you don't come out here, make sure you watch it on television or on YouTube.
Yep. Thanks for showing up. We'll be back next week.
Once again, your final score here, Wildcats lose 48-28. For Dan Murphy, Clint Carver, I'm Chris Ledoux. Thank you for watching Wildcat Football on WLFT.
Blood, sweat, tears.
Are you tired of local car commercials and their corny one-liners? Well, let's see how many we can fit into 30 seconds. We're exploding with deals. We're taking high prices and taking them to the curb. And there's a reason we've been the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Baton Rouge for the last 34 years. Because we have a huge selection of vehicles in flashing text, including the Equinox, the Traverse, the Malibu, and much more. So come and see us today or visit online and let us find the vehicle that's perfect for you.
At Kentech, we are your #1 supplier for communications, cable, and top-of-the-line security installations. We provide for commercial and residential customers with amazing services. We are fully licensed and insured in security systems, fire alarms, and network cabling. We have 15 years of experience under our belt to ensure you the highest quality product available. No matter what you need, we can provide. Experience, details, results. Kentech.
At Stein, we're committed to being the most customer-focused home improvement retailer and building material supply store of its kind. We understand that you're not just building a house, you're building a home.
At Stein, we know what we do. We sell building materials, and we know how to do it by offering our customers better brands at lower prices and great customer service.
But why do we do it? That's the most important part. We help people build their dreams.
Sombrera's Mexican restaurant offers our customers some of the most authentic and delectable Tex-Mex cuisine in the area, all served in a family-friendly atmosphere. We use only the freshest ingredients of the highest quality, from our delicious enchiladas and burritos to our amazing chicken steak or shrimp fajitas, the house specialty. We have something to please everyone. Join us for food and fun at Sombrero's Mexican restaurant.